going to be live on YouTube. Okay, now it should be live on YouTube. Rocky, quickly, listen to this, all right? First thing I want to do is move this over a bit. Go to Market Watch. I go into April. Here we go. Now, this here's a dividend calendar. It tells you when the stock's going to pay their dividends. You need to get one of these. Go to Google and just download, go to Google and search for EX Dividend Calendar. Okay, this one right here is available on Thinkorswim, which is part of Charles Schwab. Okay, so Charles Schwab, if you get an account there, you can download the Thinkorswim trading platform. Hey, Doc, how you doing? You know, Kathy has that big stack of papers and she hasn't gotten it over to you yet. So if you can text, email me the phone numbers, that way we can just fax it. Anyway, Rocky, download this somewhere. Insert all your dividend stocks. It'll tell you when they pay the EX date. Now, hold on a second. I like Charles Schwab. I'll open an account. Okay, hold on a second. I'm going to read some more of these questions. Hey, I got some message claiming to be you, and I'm one of the 20 lucky people that you want to do. Before you think you're one of the lucky people, DM me. Send me your number. I personally will give you a call. Okay, there's 22. I counted them the other day. 22 people pretending to be me. 22. Okay, so if you don't talk to me personally, okay, and you send money to someone else, that's your own fault. I'm telling you right now, there's 22 people claiming to be me, pretending. They'll send you a DM, they'll send you messages, they'll do all this kind of stuff, trying to separate you from your money. 22 of them pretending to be me. Okay, back to you again, Rocky. Dividend calendar. You want to take a look at the date, okay? Let's say hypothetically right here. Citibank, okay? Citibank, let's click this really quick, is paying a 53-cent dividend, all right? So here's my thought. Now, this has worked very good for my daughter many years ago. Buy it 2 weeks before the EX date. That would be the week of the 15th. Oh, that's this week. The week of the 15th, all right? First thing in the morning, you get it at the opening of the day, all right? As soon as you get it filled at the opening of the day, you add that 53 cents in, okay? The 53 cents, you add it in to your purchase price. And that now becomes your exit target. All right, I'll give you a for instance. Let's go back 1 month so we can actually take a look at a couple that already happened. Okay, we're going to go back 1 month and we're going to look at Cincinnati Financial, okay? Cincinnati Financial paid 81-cent dividend. 2 weeks prior to the 18th was the 4th. Okay, so the 4th, get this out of here. I want to go to CINF. Okay, now I want to look at the 4th of March. Okay, right there, the 4th of March. Now, pay attention to these numbers up here. Okay, these numbers up here, it'll give you the open, the high, the low, the close, the volume, all that kind of neat stuff. Okay, so if you buy it on the morning, 10 days prior to the EX date, for this one in particular, it will be the 4th of February. Oh, sorry, the 4th of March. Sorry, 4th of March at the opening price. Now, the opening price on the 4th was $113.25. Now, hold on, Rocky, check it out. Now, you want to add the 81 cents to that. So, 113.78 plus 81 is going to be 114.59. 114.59. How many days did it take to get to 114.59? Well, there's day 1. There's day 2. Day 3. You would have been out day 3 with that little bit of, what do you call it? That little bit of a dividend. Okay, you can do that with every decent stock. Now, make sure it's a good company you want to buy. Okay, buy it 10 days before the EX date. Add the dividend into your purchase price. That now becomes your exit target. And you set up the order. Sell, limit order, whatever the purchase price is, plus the 81 cents. Good till cancel. Now, that order will stay on your account for 90 days. And once it gets filled, you get an email or text. You say, oh, you got your money. So then you go look for another one. It's just rotate them one after another after another. Joseph Johnson, I have $10,000 in Robinhood. What kind of dividend stock do you recommend? Okay, Johnson, I don't recommend anything. Okay? Okay, I recommend you take a little bit of time out of your busy schedule and do some research. I like the Dividend Kings, the Dividend Aristocrats, the Dividend Champions, the Dividend Challengers, and I like everything that's on Warren Buffett's list. Okay, now as I was explaining to Rocky, get yourself a dividend calendar. Okay, you can join up with. There's a lot of them you can find online. A lot of them are free. They'll tell you when they're paying their dividend, but make sure it's a good quality stock. Number one, never buy something you do not want to hold for a long period of time. Number two, never sell at a loss. Number three, make sure they have increased dividends consistently for a minimum of 20 years. Number four, weekly options. Number five, make sure all the numbers work. What are you doing tomorrow? Tomorrow's Monday. So, considering everything dumped last week, everything dumped last week. I didn't see a single stock that was on the upside on Thursday and Friday. Not a single one of mine. So more than likely, I'm going to sell everything. I'm going to sell options, do covered calls, sell options against every one of my positions that I have. And then, hopefully I get the 1%. Now I got 1.4% last week. Okay, great. That's more than 1%. This week, we're going to find out. We can actually take a look in a little bit and find out what we're looking at. So I'm going to quickly ALB, JD, Macy's, NYCB, Para, okay, hold on. AEO, BITO, BITO, Lowe's. All right, so those are all my positions. All right, so I'm going to take a look at all my positions. I love Tesla and Newmont. Now, I like Newmont, but I don't like Tesla. The reason why I don't like Tesla is because Tesla doesn't have any dividends. Why would I join? Why would I buy a stock? Tomorrow's going to be awesome. Well, we will soon find out now, won't we? We'll find out what happened on Thursday and Friday if there's going to be some adverse effect to it. Everything went down. So is everything going to go up on Monday? So that being said, we'll take a look at it. Okay, it doesn't hurt to take a look. Okay, now I want to make sure it's a decent company. I want to make sure they have increased dividends. I want to make sure they have weekly options, and I want to make sure all the numbers work out. I only like dividend stocks myself. Tyrese, well, alrighty then. Tyrese, you're new here. NYL. NLY. All right, we'll take a look at that one. Well, let's get started. Patrick Kenny, what is your approximate dividend income? I make over 1% per week on average. Now, I have 5 different accounts. I share 2 of them publicly. I share 2 publicly. The other 3 is really none of your business. Okay? I do just fine. Don't worry about me. Chris Martin, nope. I never heard of that stock before. Patrick Kenny, how you doing? Okay, so we're going to pick up where we left off last night, because last night, right, Friday night and Saturday night, Thinkorswim was doing an updates. So we couldn't see any numbers. And it's a good thing to have it tonight because we got stuff to look at tomorrow. NLY is REIT. Yeah, well, we'll take a look at it. O Realty. No, I don't do O Realty because it is a monthly optionable stock and the numbers just don't work. All right. Let's jump in. No weekly. Okay. O. Okay. See that? 19 January 24, 17 May, 21 June, 19 July, 20 September. That is a monthly. So they have no weekly, so I don't do O Realty. What stocks pay weekly? I don't think any stocks pay weekly. Now, the reason why I say weekly income, because I use weekly options, and I do covered calls using weekly options. I'll buy a stock, and I'll sell the weekly option against it to capture my 1%. All right. Now the dividend comes in because the dividend lets me know when they actually going to pay the dividend. That's usually once per quarter, every 90 days. That's why I rotate the 150 stocks that I look at. Now, out of the 9,500 stocks, I've only found 150 that I actually like. So that 150, I rotate over and over and over again. What stocks am I looking at? Well, I'm looking at stocks like Macy's, JWN, which is Nordstrom's, Bank of America, Newmont, Altria, Monsanto, a whole bunch of them. I got 150 different ones. Covered calls, exactly, Tyrese. Now, the covered call is great, but you got to stagger it in a certain way. Look at this dividend calendar right here. Okay, it tells me when all these companies are paying out their dividends. Let me find you an interesting one to look at, which you probably know all the names of. Right here. This calendar right here, those are all stocks owned by Warren Buffett. How do you feel about Intel? I love Intel. So you're buying 100 Macy's stock? No, I got 3,800, 3,700. I got a bunch of Macy's. Okay, so I bought Macy's a while ago, and Macy's pays a nice premium every single week. So I have no problem holding on to it. As long as it gives me a nice, safe, secure, predictable, consistent 1% a week, I will hold on to it. I really will. Put on Intel tomorrow. I'm not so sure about Intel tomorrow. Okay, we'll take a look at Intel. Okay, INTC. INTC. Okay, Intel. 3562, 35. Yeah, Intel's going to be a no for tomorrow. Wait a minute. No. Intel is going to be, Intel's going to be a no for tomorrow. Let me explain, Tyrese, why Intel is a no tomorrow. Okay, now here the numbers. So for you guys that are new here, this screen right here, this big huge screen is available on YouTube where you can actually see the numbers. Because I don't think you can see them on your phone. Okay, I don't think you can see these tiny numbers on your phone. So that's why it's being live broadcast on YouTube. So you can go to YouTube from the 10-Minute Trader and you should see me on doing this. All right, so here's why it's a no for Intel. Now, Intel tomorrow, 3562. Okay, I like that number. But 3562, I can sell the 36s and get 53 cents per share. That's over 1%. I love those numbers. However, he wants you to buy a put on YouTube, on Intel. Yeah, no. I don't buy puts. Which platform are you using to buy the stocks? I'm using Thinkorswim. Here's why I don't like Intel for next week. Okay, but a put might be good on Intel. But no, I'm teaching a strategy here. Now, I don't deviate whatsoever from the strategy because I'm not one of those guys who say, hey, let's do this. This is the way it's going to work, and then do something else. No, on this strategy, on this particular channel, it's always stick by the rules. Okay, I'm a firm believer on if it works, don't fix it. If it works, don't fix it. All right? If it works, don't fix it. All right? This works fine. Energy transfer, no, that never works. Sorry. What would you buy tomorrow for the next week with 10K? Well, Johnson, just hang out and chill. I will go through the numbers of a bunch of stocks if something makes sense to you. Okay? That's what I'm saying. Now, here, where I share all this stuff for free, you see all these stock symbols? See them all? Okay? These are the stock symbols that you, the people, you, the audience, tell me to look at. Now, most of these are not on my personal list. Okay, so every night I usually go through and see how many stocks there actually are. Last night we went through and we saw 9,498 stocks in the stock market. Okay, Tyrese, if you want to buy a put, you do that. But I don't do that. I don't condone it. It's just a no for me. I like things on the positive nature. A put is basically a negative nature, and I don't like that kind of karma in my life. Okay? Now, it may work for you, that's great. But I have this old saying, if it works, don't fix it. Don't mess with it. Okay? So I don't do puts, and I still get over 1% per week, so I'm going to stick with my strategy. What's the best paying dividend If I put 10 G's in right now, I can't really answer that question for you. However, you're new here, so if you hang out, I'm gonna be here till like 11:30. Hang out. Hear what I have to say. If something makes sense to you, then you figure it out. I mean, you do it. If it makes sense to you, I don't give suggestions. Empire, hello, how you doing? I don't suggest anything to anyone. I suggest you do your research. Okay, I like companies that have 20 years or more of increased dividends, that have weekly options available, and a household brand, household name. You all know who Intel is: Macy's, General Motors, Ford, General Electric. As a 23-year-old investor, would you focus more on growth stocks and taking on more risk, or position? Ooh, that's a good question. Which dividend pays the most per month? Okay, Manny, I get an average of 1% per week. That's 4% a month. Okay, almost 50% a year. Can you give us some dividends to look up? That's what we're going to do right now, Smooth Rider. I'm answering questions. If I'm answering questions, I can't actually show you anything. All right, so let's hold off on the questions and let's get to the example at the moment. The example at the moment is Intel. Somebody in the audience likes Intel. Okay, I like Intel, but not for this week. Here's why. Okay, now I looked at the numbers. The numbers are great. Okay, it's over 1% for the week for Intel. All right, so let's look at the chart. First thing I want to see is, where's the high? Where's the low? Where was it a year ago? Where is it now? Okay, so that's the 1-year chart. Now, I like the way it looks. There's nothing major, so let's go over the numbers. A year ago today, Intel was at 32. Where was it? 32. Okay, a couple of weeks later, it was the bottom of the year, the end of May, and that was 2680. That's the low of the year. The high of the year was the end of December, 50.52. That's almost a 100% increase. Okay, from the low, almost, I said almost. From the end of May to the end of December, that's almost 100% increase. Almost. However, from the high of the year, 50.52, she drops down to the bottom of the 90-day period. So this is 90 days, okay? 90 days. The high is back at the end of December. The low is Friday, okay? How do you think it will impact the market, the attack on Israel? I don't. I honestly don't pay attention to that kind of stuff. My humble opinion, we have no rights to tell people how to live. Okay, we're doing terrible as it is on our own. We're doing terrible as it is on our own as a whole. What's happening here is preposterous. It's just, don't get me started. So we have no rights to tell anyone else how to do. They say, there's an old saying, those who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. Those who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. And that's what we've been doing. All right, let's get back to Intel. Really, I don't want to talk politics. Honestly, I don't. 90-day high, 90-day bottom. Let's take a look at the last 30 days. The last 30 days, right there. 30 days ago, we opened up at 43.23. Okay, 43.23. She went sideways for a little bit, dipped down, made the 30-day high right there. I love 30-day highs. Why? Well, because 30-day highs tell you this is what we're thinking. We, when I say we, I mean you and I, the investors, because that's what we are. We buy, we sell. We are the investors. So from there, it gapped down on between the second and the third. Okay, so she gaps down and she keeps on going lower and lower and lower. And then she gapped down again on Friday. So she gapped down on the third and she gapped again on Friday. We're now sitting at a new 30-day bottom. Now that is 35.60. Not quite as low as it was for the low of the year, but still the last 30 days. But look at how many days to the downside it went. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So Intel is going to be one of those companies you want to keep your eye on. 9 days to the downside. Now, you and I as investors, we decide, wait a second, this is Intel. That's way too low for Intel. And then we start buying. I won't start buying until I see at least 2 days to the upside. At least 2. So if Monday she opens up higher, I'd wait until what happens on Tuesday before I decide to jump in. If I decide to jump in at all next week. All right. Now, last chart I want to look at. Nova by 6. How you doing? Last chart I want to look at. Mr. Manhattan. This here is what's called a seasonality chart. Just early. How you doing? Thoughts on SCHD? That's an ETF. I wrote it down. We'll take a look. OMG. It's Alan Alda. You're my fave. Well, yes it is. Okay, so the blue line represents the movements of this year. Blue line. The red line represents 10-year average of movement. Manhattan. I hate Manhattans. I was hanging out with this guy. He was an old guy. Really nice, cool guy. And we decided to have a drink. And he starts pouring me Manhattans in a coffee cup. Can you imagine that? Manhattans in a coffee cup. And I must have been in my 20s. This is my early 20s. Oh my God, that was a long time ago. Hands me a coffee cup full of freaking Manhattan. Oh, I was throwing up all night long. You're ahead of schedule tonight. Yeah, I had nothing else to do. The wife's asleep and snoring in the other room. So I said, what am I going to do for the next hour? So, let's go on to catch some of the early birds. Yeah, you think that's funny. Yeah. Now when it's funny, 30, wait a minute, hold on a second. 80, I think that was in 85. Holy cow, I'm getting old. That was back in 85. It was funny now, but back then, no. I had to drive heaves. By the time I was done throwing up, I was throwing up blood because there was nothing left to throw up. Ugh, that was horrible. Can you look at SJNK? SJNK. I'm going to let you know right now. Okay? You want me to look at ETFs, you're not going to be happy with my answers. You're not. Uh-oh, someone else joined me over here on Instagram. Yay, new people over here on Instagram. How are we doing over in the Instagram world? All right, so I like the numbers for Intel. Okay, so here we are looking at this. The blue lines represents the movement for this year. The red lines, 10 years worth of data. What does that mean? Well, that's, hold on. That's 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018. That's 10 years of charts, one on top of another. Life is a comedy or a tragedy. I think Shakespeare said that. Well, life is exciting for exciting people. Life is boring for boring people. Life is sad for sad people, and life is angry for angry people. Who you are inside makes your life. I'm happy and lucky, and I'm happy and healthy and adventurous. My life is happy, healthy, and adventurous because that's what I choose every morning. You wake up in the morning and you have a choice. Do I want to be happy today, or do I want to be sad and miserable today? It's a conscious choice. It's really not that difficult. Can you check Horizon? HRZN. I wrote it down. We'll take a gander at it. Anyway, let's get back to this. The blue line represents this year, red line represents the last 10 years on average. So let's take a look on the chart. Where it's going to go for the next 2 weeks. Okay, here's where we are right here. Okay, right where this little blue dot is. Right there, we go this way. Okay, so the next 2 weeks, the 19th is there, and 2 weeks right about there. Okay, so we're going to see a little bit of an uptick for the next week, and then down. All right, so hypothetically, she's going to go up and then she's going to go down. This is historical data. This is not guaranteed. This is just, okay, if it's Intel, this is what they normally do. Normally do over a 10-year period. Is it guaranteed? No, because you can't fight the trend. The trend is what it is. Okay, we the buyers are going to buy until we're done buying. We the sellers are going to sell until we're done selling. So at this point in time, Intel, even though historically speaking she goes up, she's in a little bit of a downturn. When it finds its bottom, then it's going to be a good time to jump in. The trend is your friend, right to the end. XELAP. I can tell you right now that that's going to be a no. Okay, what was that? XELAP. Okay, now we got someone else over here joining us in Instagram world. Yeah, hey, Mike, how many channels you listen to, Mike? Okay, because you're probably over here and you're probably over there. I don't know. All right, how much out of the money do you get on your calls? Chris, that's an awesome question. How about Nike? Got in at 88.60. Okay, La Mahoney. Nike. NKE. All right. Check out the list we're looking at tonight. Okay, we're up here. We got all this to do. Okay, all this to do. So Nike's right down there at the bottom. So it's gonna take a while to get there. Okay, so when I get to Nike, remind me that you got it at 88.66. All right, so here we go. We're looking at Intel. So as soon as Intel finds its bottom, okay, now tomorrow that may or may not be an indication to jump in. This may be the bottom. It may be. It may not, but it may be. We won't know until tomorrow morning when the market maker opens it up. Okay, so here's a little bit of a clue. Make it sound lucrative. Well, yeah, I'm about to tell you something, Mr. Manhattan. This is a little tip. Okay, now the market maker every once in a while will tip his hat. What do I mean by that? He'll give you a little clue what he's thinking once in a while. So the last trade on Friday was 35.69. See that? 35.69, the last trade on Friday. The bid, 35.58. The ask, 35.62. They are both lower than the last traded price. That is a little clue that usually means the market maker is going to the downside. So whoever thought about buying a put on that for tomorrow, sounds like the market maker is going to push the number down even further. Okay, the bid, 35.58. The ask, 35.62. Okay, right there. Okay, I don't make up these numbers. These numbers are supplied by the market maker. Okay, on Friday afternoon. Last trade, 35.69. That is higher than the bid and the ask, which means usually the market maker is going to push the price down come tomorrow morning. Usually. Okay? So, like I said, I personally would watch it to see when it stops going down and starts making a turn to go up. Because look at all this down. Okay, your 30-day high is here. Perfect time to jump in as soon as it finds its bottom. It hasn't stopped falling yet. As soon as it stops, that'd be the time to take a look at it. Okay, so on the list next is WBA. Walgreens. Love Walgreens. WBA. Walgreens. 18. Ooh, I like that. We have the same problem with Walgreens. Okay, a year ago today, Walgreens was at 35.51. A couple of days later, we got the high, 35.47. Now, that's the high of the year. Okay? Now, the numbers, I already looked at it real quick. The numbers work. I like the numbers. However, I don't like the chart. Well, let's take a look at the chart. The high of the year, 35.47. That was a year ago. Okay, she drops all the way down. The previous bottom was here. Okay, this is the previous bottom. Okay, that was 1971. That's the previous bottom. And then she recovers at the end of December. Now she falls down to where we are now. Okay. Talk about the crash. That's what we're doing right now, Rothschild. We're talking about the crash right at the moment, what happened in the past couple of days. Okay, so the last 90 days. Okay, the last 3 months. Okay, 3 months ago, we're at the 90-day high. 3 months ago, the 90-day high. She drops down, goes sideways, drops again, goes sideways, drops again. Here's where we are now. The last 30 days. 30 days ago. Okay, 30 days ago, 2076, go sideways. And then we peaked up to get to the top, right around 2205 was the 30-day high. From there, she drops down to 1849, okay? She dropped down to 1849, 4 days to the upside, and then she gaps down, and then she kept on going down. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, she gapped down and kept on going down. So our 30-day bottom was on Friday. Okay, the last 30-day bottom, 1770. That was on Friday. Okay, so what does Walgreens usually do this time of year? This time of year, Walgreens basically going to go sideways for the next 2 weeks. Okay, the next 2 weeks basically going to go sideways. I'm good with that. Okay, so let's go back here and check out the numbers. Now, I'm going to tell you the same thing about Walgreens as I felt about Intel. All right, I'd wait for a bottom. I'd wait to see something happen on Monday. Money is always political, right? Not necessarily so. Okay, I just don't like the way politics gets into the money. I don't. I don't like politicians. Okay, so here's that tip again. Are you ready for the tip? Here we go. The last trade, 1785. The bid, 1785. The ask, 1790. So the market maker is going to push Walgreens to the upside tomorrow. Okay, that's a tip he gives right there. He tips his hat. So this is what I'm going to do. Okay, what you're saying is pretty much control the U.S. market. If they don't get what they want, they will crash it. Okay, why would a company reverse the dividend? For example, see, I reverse the dividend for sake. Okay, system message. I honestly don't know the answer to that question because I'd have to do a little bit of research on it to find out. Okay, but I don't pay attention to stuff like that. Okay, if the dividend changes, they usually get kicked off my list. Cash flowing is higher yield savings at smaller banks, big banks tanking in earnings. Okay, is the U.S. if the U.S. doesn't go to war for them, they will pull the plug. Okay, encourage more players this year. Okay, CRO is good. I have no idea. Never heard of CRO. CRO. We'll take a gander at it. Okay, so let's look at the numbers again. Now, like I said, with the chart over here, okay, our 30-day bottom was on Friday, but everything was down Friday. Could be an anomaly. I really don't know. However, look at the numbers. The last trade, 1785. The bid, 1785. The ask, 1790. I could sell off the 18s and get 28 cents a share. I know 28 cents a share doesn't sound like a lot, but 0.28 divided by 1790. Oops, go back one. 1790. And that's going to come to a grand total of 1.56%. So you wanted to see how it works. This is how it works. Okay, now the market maker gave us a clue that he's going to open it up tomorrow. This could be the bottom for Walgreens. That's a choice you're going to have to make yourself. Is Walgreens, after all these days to the downside? Look at this big, huge drop here. Okay, we knew that was coming, because look at the big, huge jump up there. One day it's up the high side, huge. Okay, it pulls back, too low, and then all of a sudden we get this bad news. Okay, tomorrow could be the turning point for it. What do you guys think of MRO? Okay, now, when I say I've never heard of it, that usually means it's probably not good on your point. Probably. So I hope it turns tomorrow. Hey, Wade, how you doing? Yeah, I hope it turns tomorrow too. But we don't know until tomorrow. Now, the market maker gave you a clue for Walgreens. That's his plan. Hey, Al showed up. How you doing now? So that being said, I like Walgreens. It's actually on my list and circled. So if any guy's been following me long enough, if I have Walgreens circled, that means it's on my list for consideration tomorrow. Okay, so GL. Now, GL is Globe Life. That's pretty much a no. So why do I look? Yes, Walgreens. So why do I look at GL? Well, because GL is on Warren Buffett's list. If it's good enough for a Warren boy, it's good enough for me. GL, Globe Life. Okay, Globe Life is a no. The reason why it's a no? A couple of reasons. Wait a second. hold that thought. It's still a no, but it's a monthly. I don't do monthlies because they just don't pay. All right. Even though the option is expiring in 5 days, if I don't hit my target in that 5-day time frame, I've got to hold it for another 30 days. No, thank you. Okay? So, the option at this moment in time, and look at this chart right here. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Big gap down and then drops from 100 down to 40. From 100 down to 40. That's a 60% drop overnight. Why the hell would I want to jump into that? Well, maybe it was a fluke. Maybe they're going to jump in and go back up. I honestly don't know. Okay, now, all that volume there, okay, all the volume, you know what, let's take a look at the chart. Okay, let's take a really good look at how much volume that is. Now, the average volume, okay, the average volume for Globe Life is, if you can see the numbers, the average volume is 1.1 million shares a day. 1.1 million shares a day. What happened Thursday? Thursday, average volume, 1.1 million. Thursday, this big huge drop right here, this big huge drop. Okay, see it right there? It's kind of hard to like turn on. Like, man, there it is right there. Big huge drop, 36 million. So it goes from an average of 1.1 on a daily basis to 36 million. Now, are those 36 million buying or are they selling? Okay, you have a big drop from 110, okay, from 110 all the way down to 38.95. That's over a 60% drop for Globe Life. Now, Globe Life is on Warren Buffett's list. That's the only reason why I look at it. I'm not going to trade it because it's a monthly. But for those of you guys out there, thoughts on attack on Israel by Iran will affect our oil market. How much money do I have to put down to start receiving dividend payments, and which ones? Caleb, hello to you too. Usually people say, hello James, how are you today? What's your opinion on this? My opinion on the war over there is we shouldn't be involved at all. That's just my opinion. We have enough issues of our own. Why are we sticking our nose where it don't belong? And Warren Buffett, like insurance companies, yeah, he probably does. So there's a question for you. Why did it go from 110 down to 38? And the volume went from 1.1 million shares to 36 million shares. What does that mean? Okay, that's a question you have to ask. Okay, now, Globe Life is on, it's not on my list because it's a monthly, but it's on Warren Buffett's list. That's why I take a look at it. Okay, so that being said, let's move on to the next one. SPX. I don't even know why I'm looking at SPX. It's always a no because it's not on my SPX. I don't know why someone would suggest this last night. 2 reasons. No options, so it's a no. Reason number 2, oh, what? There's the options right there. Okay. 2 reasons. Look at the chart. Way the hell up here. Look at all this space. That's profit taking just waiting to happen. I don't care what you think. That's profit taking waiting to happen. Reason number 2, $5,123 per share. Yeah, no thanks. Under attack by short sellers alleging fraudulent practices. Interesting. Yes, I know. When somebody suggests me take a look at it and get their opinion, get my opinion, yeah, I write it down and I give my opinion. My opinion on SPX is no, not for me. Okay, if you think I have enough money to buy a couple of thousand shares at $5,000 a piece, you're gravely mistaken. I don't buy anything over $250. Okay, 5,100 ain't happening. Check news, GL, SPY, Chris, come on. SPX, SPY, almost the same thing. No. Yes, Chris, I get that. General Electric is next on the list. Company's been in business for over 100 years, and it's going to be a no. Why is it going to be a no? Look at the chart, okay? We're not talking, you know, a high of 30-day period. Look at this, the high of the year. Okay, a year ago it was around $70. Look where it is now, 160. That's a 100% increase in 1 year. Why would I want to jump into that? What are you saying about nothing over 250? Oh, Henry, me personally, I do not buy any stocks over $250. That's just me. Okay? The only reason I do that because it's a long way to fall. And if I can get, you know, 1% on a $10 stock, I get 1% on a $100 stock. It's a longer fall from 250. Mama's here again. Mama's, you want to look at Pfizer, PFE? All right, let's take a while to get there. Since you're going to hold over all your opinions from last week, should we look at how to manage them? Well, Doc, they're on the list. I had my own personal stuff onto the list. We are going to look at them. But the price doesn't matter. Isn't that the point of the market cap? Henry, you're absolutely 100% correct. Okay? But here's the thing. Okay? Now, I divide my account up into whichever account I'm looking at into equal parts. All right? Now, I put 25% here, 25% here, 25% here, 25% there. So I carry 4 positions in one particular account, let's say. Now, if I'm looking at a $1,000 stock, how many shares am I going to be able to buy at $1,000? I understand that 1% is a 1%. I get that part. All right? But how far of a fall from $1,000 to zero as opposed from $10 to zero or $20 to zero? What trading platform do you prefer? Now, I've been using this one for over 15 years. This is Thinkorswim from TD Ameritrade, which got bought out by Schwab. Who are you most interested with earnings next week? I don't do earnings. Really, I don't. I see positive earnings where stocks go down. I see negative earnings where stocks go up. So what's the purpose of an earnings? I don't. When I say dividend investing, why do I say dividend investing? Here's why. Hold on. I'm pulling it up. Hold on. Give me a second. Okay. This here is the EX dividend calendar. Each one of these little green dots represents a company paying a dividend. That tells me when to buy. Why? Well, because before the dividend date, stocks go up. Normally. Okay. War is good or bad for the market? Yeah, well, it is what it is. Favorite strategy? That's really favorite strategy? It's covered calls. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing here. We buy the stock, we sell the option against it, we collect the 1%. Dividend investing. I use the dividends to tell me when to buy. Now look at the list right there. Bank of America, General Motors, T-Mobile, Heinz Ketchup, Occidental Petroleum, Hewlett Packard, Boyd Gaming, Coca-Cola, Paramount, Mondelez, U.S. Bank, American Express, Bristol Myers Squibb, Globe Life. Come on, you guys heard of I've heard of every single one but one. One of those I've never heard of. Okay, that's on Warren Buffett's list. I will take a look at when they're paying their dividend. Okay, when they're paying this little green dot, when they're paying the dividend, and I'll buy it 2 weeks before. Why? Well, because stocks go up before the dividend. Okay, so you buy the stock 2 weeks before the dividend. Stock moves up, grab your 1%, get out, and say thank you very much, and move on to the next week. It's week after week after week after week. It's a constant roll. And every single stock I like. Okay, I can't take all the money I have and divide it equally into those and expect to get 1% rate. No, I'd get the annual yield. Do I like annual yield? No, I don't. Wade, say that quietly. Funny thing, Wade, she's standing right there, and she gave me that nasty look. Don't give me that Heinz bullshit. She doesn't like Heinz. Remind me where to buy your list. I love that you've done and the work for us. Well, cardiologist guy. Okay, funny thing you mentioned that because I have a trading group that meets every morning. Okay, now we get together. I share my list with them. I'm a nice guy, but I'm really not that nice. I'm giving you this list right here. If you can copy that down, hey, more power to you because you know those are the ones I'm looking at. Okay, and I also tell you dividend kings, dividend aristocrats, dividend champions, dividend challengers, and Warren Buffett's list. All of those, except for Warren Buffett's list, have 20 years or more of increased dividends. But if you want to join my morning trading group, you can go right here. Where is it? Ah! Holy cow, I asked you not to turn my stuff off. They're all, you were the last one to use the computer, and it's all gone. Oops. She says, oops. Holy cow. She said, can I use your computer for a minute? I said, yeah. Close out all my tabs. Just open it up. Where are all my tabs? Is there one on the paying list dividend week? Wait a minute. Is there one on your list paying dividends next week? I'm trying your strategy starting tomorrow. All right, Joseph. Cool. You're still new here. Still hang chill. So if you own the stock, can you collect the dividend? All right. Who's this? Joseph Johnson and Jacob Johnson. Interesting. And one answered the question just after the other. Okay, so this was for the doctor. All right. So anyway, you want to see how I do the live trading right here? Live trading every morning, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 9:15 to 10:15. We actually do the trading. Okay, you can ask me any questions you want. I'll walk you through. I won't tell you what to buy, but I'll walk you through and show you the numbers. The trading group right here. If you click on this right here, that'll take you over to my Patreon, that's where you sign up. Okay, that's where you sign up on the Patreon. And every morning or the night before, you will get a link to a Zoom call. A Zoom call, you get to see my trading, my screen, right? And then we actually go through each individual trade one by one until everybody's money's gone. Usually around by 9:30, around quarter of 10 o'clock, we're all spent out. Because I invest 98% of my money all the time. Why? Is it free, Jay? No, it's not. This here is free. This I'm sharing here with you. Okay, you're not really having a conversation with me here. Where on the live trading, you can actually have a conversation with me. Here it's just one way. You ask a question. Is it free? The answer is no, but you can't ask any more questions after that because you're all scrolling and it's like you miss them all the time. So I'm a nice guy, but I'm not that nice. Okay, I'm teaching you this here for free. You can take this. You really don't need me once you know what to do. Okay, make sure the stock is at least. Okay. All right, here's the 5 rules. Okay, 5 criteria first. Now this was created for a 9-year-old little girl. Right, my daughter was 9 years old. She wanted to learn. I came up with a strategy 15, 20 years ago. Now, it had to be simple. Okay, number 1, it had to be simple. It had to be safe. Okay, it had to be predictable, consistent, and no way she could lose. Okay, at 9 years old, do you know why that number 5 was there? Because if she lost money, she'd start crying, and I would feel bad. And then the wife would say, "What did you do?" And then I'd get it again. So no, it had to be simple, safe, predictable, consistent, and no way she could lose. Okay, that's the 5 criteria I had to meet to teach my 9-year-old daughter how to trade. Okay, the 5 rules. Number 1, never ever buy something you do not want to hold long term. Number 2, never sell at a loss. Number 3, make sure it has at least 20 years of increased dividends. Okay, if the stock goes down, I want to be guaranteed that I'm getting money consistently increasing every year. Okay. Number 4, weekly options. Why weekly options? Well, because I want my cash flow on a weekly basis. I use the weekly options in conjunction with the dividend date. And number 5, make sure the numbers work. Okay, 5 criteria I had to meet in order to make this a safe strategy for my 9-year-old daughter. 5 rules so that she would always win and never lose. SOXL, yeah, that's a no. That's an ETF. An ETF is basically giving your money to someone else. Say, here, I don't want to do it, you do it. That's not what this is all about. This is taking control of your own money, making your own decision. So show us how to do it. All right, Oliver, you just got here. Okay, I've been showing it. I'm answering questions. If you stop asking questions, I'll get to the numbers. Okay, so as I was saying, no to General Electric. Why? Well, look at this. Okay, she had $70 a year ago, sideways, and then she shoots up to 150. That thing doubled in 1 year. Okay, do you think it's going to go up? It might. But odds and probabilities are, look at all that profit waiting to be taken. So it's a no for General Electric, for me. Do you have a YouTube video explaining a strategy long form? All right, so you're new here, Henry. Okay, if you click on my bio up in the corner, that will bring you to my website. the10minutetrader.com. I've had this for over 15 years. Okay, it gives you a little example right here. Investing in stocks, 50% annual return, simple, safe, consistent, predictable, blah, 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 blah. If you're looking to strike it rich overnight, this ain't it. This is a safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. That's it, 1% a week. That's over 50% per year. If that's not good enough for you, you're in the wrong place. How much to join? Jay, here's one video right here, give you the basics. Another video here, more of the basics. Then right here is the link to the live trading. Now I do live trading Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Friday at 3:15 because we want to jump in before the market closes to make sure all our positions are okay. Why never sell at a loss if you get stuck? Why not put the money in the losing stock, one going up? All right, cardiologist guy. Remember rule number 1? Never buy something you don't want to hold long term. Number 2, never sell at a loss. We're not here to lose money. Okay, just hang tight. You're still new. Okay, you're still new here, so just keep chilling. Right here, underneath that, all the links to all my social media. You have the YouTube channel, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, podcast. I've been doing podcasts for over 4 years. LinkedIn, Patreon, TikTok, live on YouTube. Okay, and books by James. James has written 12 books. I'm working on paper number 13. Okay, all the books by James. That's me right there. Okay, all that nice, neat, fun stuff. Okay, so come down a little bit further. Look at this. 2 accounts that I share with you guys. 2, only 2. I get over 5. I only share 2. Do you trade call debit spreads? Not on this channel. Remember where I said it had to be simple, it had to be safe, predictable, and consistent. And no way she could lose. You can lose with a call debit spread. I wasn't going to teach that to my 9-year-old daughter. Do you dollar cost average your portfolio for your dividend stocks? Once in a while I do. So if you lose money, just keep printing money out of it. Basically, yes. So take a look at these are the trades that I've made so far this year. Okay, going back week number 1, week number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Tomorrow starts week number 16. Okay, last week I got 1.2. Week before 1.5. Week before 1.2. Week before 0.9. Okay, so I missed it 1 week. Week before that 3.9, almost 4%, but 3.9. Okay, week before that 4.6, so on and so forth. That's really irrelevant. But if you want to do the live trading with us, right there's where you find it. Where do you find that? Up here in the bio where it says the10minutetrader.com. Now, for those of you guys new here, be leery. There are 22 other people pretending to be me. So when I say, if you want to talk to me, you want to do this, and you're serious about it, send me your phone number. I will give you a call. I will walk you through whatever questions you have for you to make up your mind. Cardiologist guy, you're welcome. Since I jumped on, can you summarize what the strategy you advocate is? Oil. What does the average out for a year? That's over 50% per year, Mr. Troll. Now, Oliver, you just jumped on. Okay, this trading strategy you're about to see, Oliver, was created for my 9-year-old daughter. She's 23 now. Okay, she's 24, she's gonna be 25. Holy shit. Don't make me count. It makes me older. Okay, so it was created for my daughter when she was 9. Okay, this was back in 07, 08. It had to be simple, safe, predictable, consistent, no way she could lose. 1% per week. That was the average. We buy a stock, a good quality stock, sell a covered call against it, giving someone else the right to buy it from us for the exact same price we just paid for it. Okay, so General Electric is a no. We'll go to the next one. TPET. TPET? Really? I've never heard of them. TPET. Trio Eat Corporation. It has no options. That's a no. And it's a 50-cent stock. Who came up with that crap? Really? LUV. I like to say at the beginning of the show, oops. Miss Jacqueline, how are you? AM. I had no idea who AM is. All right, so LUV, Southwest Airlines. Well, technically, you collected premiums. Exactly. The premiums come to over 1% per week. Okay, no. Leave that alone. CRO. We're at 9:30. To be totally honest with you, I'm not going to be able to look at it anymore because look at the list I have. Okay, I'm up here. I got all these to go. Okay, all these to go. What do you think of SEDG? No. So are you trading the wheel strategy? No. Are you buying anything oil related for tomorrow? No. Size premium where it makes him go 1%. Thanks, 86. All right, so we're looking at LUV at the moment. That is Southwest Airlines. Now, if you go my trade history, you see that I did buy Southwest Airlines in the first quarter. We're officially into the second quarter, third week, second quarter. Fascinating football. How you doing? Is BCE a buy? I have no idea who BCE is. So to make 10 grand a month with your strategy, I would need 250,000. Yep. Yep. Okay. Safe, secure, predictable, consistent, 1% per week. 1% a week of 250,000 is 2,500 a week. 2,500 a week, 4 weeks is 10,000 a week. 10,000 a month. Okay. Now, let's take a look at LUV, Southwest Airlines. Okay, cool. Okay, see, Monday, tomorrow morning, I can buy it at $27.58. I can sell the 27.50s for 60 cents. That's 2%. Uh-oh. Facebook didn't go right, so it bailed. Let's look up Facebook again. All right. Sorry, I got to put Facebook one more time. If we tried. Okay. Can you walk us through an example, please? Make your screen larger. Okay, Oliver. This screen here is live on YouTube. You can see all the numbers on YouTube. So if you're on your phone, I can't help you out. Really, I can't. Because I'm broadcasting from 4 different phones. Right? If I knew how to use the software on my computer, I could broadcast on my computer. But I don't know how to do it. Because I'm old as shit and I don't want to learn new stuff. Okay? There's an old saying, if it works, don't fix it. Okay? So if I had to try to figure it out, I would screw it up. So it's working, I leave it alone. Okay, but this this screen right here is live on YouTube. Okay? NVDL, that's no. Okay, NVDL, we looked at that last night. Up here in the bio, okay? My little face right there, top corner, just give me a little slap, touch on that, and it'll bring you to a link which says the 10-minute trader. Okay, OPS. Oh, smart ass. I was about to write that down. OPS means old people shit. Old people syndrome. Yeah, I got that. Okay, so you go to the bio up here, the10minutetrader.com. Slide down until you get to these little dots. Little dots there. Live on YouTube. Live on YouTube. You click that, and it's going to open up. Hold on. Sign in. Oh, I got to sign in. Really? Oh, yeah. Somebody cut off all my stuff. That 10-minute trader, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Whatever. Dewdrops. Absolutely. First. See, there it is. So that's on live on YouTube right now. Okay, how you sign up to do live trading with me? Right there. Live trading with James every day. Let's go, Squirrel. Yeah, Squirrel. Yeah, I have a very, for some of the, you'll notice some of the people here have been here for a long time, watching all this stuff, and they'll notice, they'll remind me when I get off track. Let's get back on track. We're looking at LUV, Southwest Airlines. Okay. Now, Southwest Airlines a year ago was 3204. The high of the year, 39.29. The low of the year, 21.95. That's 21.95. That's almost a 50% drop. How often does your 4 or 5 pick go in red all the same week? Yeah, you're making fun of me because everybody went down on Friday. Okay, it means every one of my positions I'm taking into next week. So I can't buy anything next week. I'll go through the numbers and show you guys, but I can't buy anything because every single one of my stocks last week. Now on Wednesday, I had a 3-3 split. Okay? 3 of them in the money, 3 of them out of the money. What does that mean? That means on Saturday I would have been half of them were sold. No, everything dropped on Friday. So I have to carry everything into next week. Thoughts on buying Tesla stock? No. No fun. Almost. Me too. Yeah, well, hey, it happens. Now, the week before, everything went out. So I was 100% cash the beginning of last week. The end of last week, I'm 100% heavy again. It is what it is. Hey, Jacob Riley is watching. Bachi! All right. Anyway, so let's get back to what we talked about. I dropped 20% in a week. Ooh, that hurts because I know what your account is. Ouch. The idea is never sell at a loss. Okay? I think his name's Tim. Tim wouldn't have bought it for you in the first place if he didn't think it was good. This week you're up 40%. Well, now I don't like you anymore. Good for you, seriously. All right, so let's get back to what we're talking about. This is Southwest Airlines. So we have the bottom on the end of October, $21.95. The last 90 days, 90 days ago today, was $29.57. Very important not to mess around with garbage then with this strategy. Very important not to mess around. Okay. Thanks, Secretariat. I know it makes that island possible. Yes, it does. Okay, so 90 days ago, we opened up $29.57. The 90-day top was the middle of February at $35.16. Now, we go to the 12th. Now, on the 11th, we closed at $33.79. The 12th, we dropped all the way down to $28.50. What do you do if the share price drops? Well, Oliver, hang tight. We're going to get to that. Now, she kept on dropping to find a new 30 bottom. This is the previous 30-day bottom at $27.79. Now, she went sideways for a little bit. Let's look at the last 30 days. Here we go. Now, look at the last 30 days. Yeah, correct, Jack. Don't panic. Okay, so 30 days ago. Okay. Now, I like to look at the 1-year chart, the 90-day chart, the 30-day chart, and then the seasonality. Okay, that's the 4 charts I like to look at before I make my decision. Okay, wait it out. Keep selling calls against the position to bring in premium. Thank you, 86. That works for me. 30 days ago, we opened up at 28.23. 2 weeks later, we're at the 30-day top at 29.51. Okay, 29.51. A new 30-day bottom. I love 30-day tops, going to a 30-day bottom with predictable movement. Look, it comes down, goes up, comes down. What do you think is going to happen next? It's going to go up. Okay, take a look at how many days to the upside, how many days to the downside. Okay, very nice, predictable movement. I like it. 86, right on. Woohoo! All right, so that being said, let's take a look at the seasonality. We want to find out how does this thing normally move on a consistent basis. So for the next couple of weeks, we can basically look at this thing just going sideways. I'm all for sideways. Okay, I like Southwest Airlines. If you look at my history, I have bought Southwest Airlines many a times. Bring them on, camera. All righty. Uh-oh, here we go. Gotta sign in, make sure that I'm a real person, blah, blah, blah. All right. That being said, let's take a look at the numbers, because some of you guys want to see what the numbers look like. All right, fine. Now, I like Southwest Airlines right where it is. What is that stock you're talking about? LUV, Southwest Airlines. How do they get Southwest Airlines out of LUV is beyond me. Really don't know. How do you know what strike price the covered call should be? Well, Oliver, we're going to look at that right now. Okay, so right now, $27.54. Okay, the very last price. Ooh, wow. Let me move this over a little bit so I don't have to bend so much. Yeah, right there, that works for me. How can I get to join the Discord trading server? Do all 4 of your charts have to be in good order for you to want to look at the numbers? Well, Doc, we are those people. Yeah, that's funny. Okay, to make things really quick, because it takes time to look at all 4 charts. Okay, it is easier. Alexis, would you change your name to Stock Talk? No, I like my name just the way it is. I was named after King James. King James! Dun, dun, dun. Anyway, Doc, this is to answer your question. First thing I want to do before I even go to the charts is look at this number right here. What can I buy it at tomorrow morning? If I can buy it at tomorrow morning, 27.58. What is the closest strike price to that? The 27.50s. Okay? Go over. What can I sell it at? 60 cents a share. What is 60 cents a share? Well, let's take out the calculator. 60 cents a share. What is the purchase price? 27.58. 2.17%. Okay, I don't even have to do the calculator. I can just take a look at it. 27 and a half. Oh, 27. Excuse me. Yes. Oh, I hate that crap. Okay, the stock price. 27.58. Okay, I just take that decimal point and move it over 2 places. Okay, minimum I want to get is 27 cents or 28 cents. It's going for 60 cents. I can see that in less than 2 seconds. What can I buy it for? Slide that decimal point over 2 places. At $27, I want to get at least 27 cents per share. It's giving me 60 cents per share. I like that. All right. So the numbers are actually the first filter. Nope. First filter would be the dividend calendar. What are they paying? Now, see, here in the example that I'm giving you guys, okay, this is your list. Okay, you, the people in the audience. Okay, this is your list. This is not my list. Okay, this is not my list. All right, my list is right here. That's my list. I take a look at the date. Okay, I take a look at the date and I see what stocks are up for consideration this week. Those are the only ones I look at. Do you just trade once a week, trying to get 1% out of the weekly trade? Exactly, Mr. Troll. Mr. Troll. Yeah, every week, Mondays. When I say, hey, this is James from Dividend Stock Talk, brought to you by the 10-Minute Trader. Hey, this is James from Dividend Stock Talk, brought to you by the 10-Minute Trader. The 10-Minute Trader means I want to sit in front of my computer for 10 minutes. That's it. It's simple. I take a look at the list, okay? This list right here. Okay, for example, Hewlett-Packard, Boyd, Coca-Cola, and Paramount. That's the only 4 I'm going to look at. That's it. If I can't pick one out of that, okay, so I'll go to a different list. Now I got like 5 lists, different ones. Okay, Dividend Kings, Dividend Aristocrats, Dividend Challengers, Dividend Champions, stocks that are over 100 years old, and then my old list. Okay, what I've just been trading year after year after year. Now, 1 week, that's all I want to look at. What is available paying out a dividend this week? That's it. I don't want to look at Bank of America this week. I don't want to look at General Motors. I don't want to look at KHC. I don't want to look at anything other than those companies that are up for consideration this week. That's all I want to look at. Okay? Because there's a time and place for everything on heaven. Who said that's a time and place for everything on heaven? I forget. I think it was Simon and Garfunkel. Anyway, what about Celestial? The Dividend Champions. Yep, I like the Dividend Champions. Okay, so that being said, do you trade on margin? Yes, I do. I have 5 different accounts, and I do not suggest any of you guys trade on margin. Okay? Don't trade on margin until you understand the risks involved. There's a lot of risks involved with margin because you're borrowing. Hey, P. Diddy showed up. Way to go, P. Diddy. Woohoo! What did I ever do to get graced in your presence, sir? Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Anyway, Doc, so for filters, calendars first, second, on the calendars first, numbers second, charts third. Whoa, no, mo, no. I have no idea what that means, Jack. No, mo, no. Okay. All right, so anyway, let's get back to look at LUV, all right, because we got a little bit distracted there. Okay, so if I like LUV, which is Southwest Airlines, I can buy it tomorrow morning at $27.58. Then I can turn around and sell the 2750s for 60 cents a share. Now let me show you quickly how that would work. First of all, if you're looking at this on your screen, no, P. Diddy, stay away from, yeah. LUV dividend is already passed in March. Well, I'm showing you an example how it looks. But you're right, Johnson, this wouldn't be on my list for tomorrow because the dividend already passed. Now, usually when the dividend's paid out, the stock has a tendency to go down a little bit. Stock goes up before the dividend, stock goes down after the dividend. So why would I want to hold the dividend week or after the dividend? I don't. I'm just showing you how to go through it. Now, after I looked at the calendar, all right. Next, I want to quickly look at the numbers. Okay, the ask price. That's why I can buy it for tomorrow. Okay, it says $27.58. I want to get at least 27 cents per share, and the $27.50 is going to put 60 cents a share. That's way over what my requirement is. Okay, and I like the charts. Now let's take a look at an actual trade. So I change this to a covered stock trade, and then I look at the 2750s right there. I click on that. Lo and behold, here's my trade right here. I am selling 10 contracts, LUV at 27.50 at the market price. I am also buying 1,000 shares of LUV at the market price. Okay. Then what I would do after I read it, I would hit the confirm and send. Before I hit that send button again, I want to read this out loud so I can hear myself saying it, not just reading it. I want to hear it to make sure it's right. Get my calculator out. Bring a calculator over there. Okay, now I read it out loud. Buy 10 covered LUV 100s. That's LUV 100s. Those are the weeklies. Okay, that's Southwest Airlines weeklies. 19 April 24. That's this coming Friday. Okay, the 27.5 call option / LUV. That's I'm selling the 27.5 call, and I'm buying the stock at the exact same time. Because when the market maker puts them together, that number is already there. Okay, so at the market price to open. What does that mean? Well, I'm opening the option contract, and I'm opening the stock contract at the same time. Okay, so I'm doing both trades at the exact same time. Now, anytime you buy something in the stock market or you sell something, you're opening a contract and then you have to sell a contract. All right, now from there, I want to double check the numbers. So if we go, let's go this side. If we go over here, it tells me the order. That's the order that I just read. I read it out loud because I wanted to hear myself say it to make sure it sounds right. Because you can read one thing, but if it sounds, how does it sound? Does it sound right? Okay, so what is my maximum profit? Right there, maximum profit, $570. All right, so I want to put into my calculator $570. That's my maximum profit. Okay, what is that trade going to cost me? Well, I'm going to give you two numbers. I'm going to explain them to you. Ready? Two numbers. Ready? First number is $26,930. That's all cash. $26,930. Cash. Margin, totally different. Margin is $13,180. Margin is less money. However, it has a lot more risk. So this is why I say, do not use margin unless you know what it is you're doing. So I'm not going to put that price in there. I'm not going to put the margin number in there. I'm just going to do the cash price because I'm going to suggest you always stay cash until you understand the risks. All right? So we're going to divide the profit, 570, by my investment. My investment is $26,930. And divide it by 26,930. That comes to a grand total of 2.1%. Okay? 2.1%. Now, here we go. Back to rule number one. Never buy something you're not okay with holding a long period of time. Do I like Southwest Airlines? Do I like Southwest Airlines? That's the number one question I have to ask myself. What happens if it goes down? Am I okay with holding it? Because that's the chance you're taking. Never buy something unless you're okay with holding it for the long term. Now, let's get out of all this. And let's go back to, whoops, let's delete that. Oh, let's go back to here, and let's go over the details again before we decide whether we like it or not. Now, here's what I want to look at. Okay, now, Southwest Airlines high of the year, $39.49. The low of the year, $21.95. At this moment in time, it's $27.54. It's coming off of a 90-day and a 30-day high. Sorry, it's coming off of a 90-day high of 35.16. Okay, 35.16 high for 90 days. It gapped down. What do I like about gaps? Okay, see the gap right there? Oops. I like gaps. Why? Gaps have a tendency to fill. What was the reasoning for the drop? That might be a question you want to look at. I like CHAD. I have owned that that fund for 4 years. All right, Clinton. That's absolutely wonderful. I don't like SCHD. Reason why I don't like them is because I like to take personal responsibility for my own money. I don't like handing off my responsibility to anyone else. That is an ETF. That means, in my humble opinion, here, you do it, I don't want to deal with it. That's basically what that means. Here, you do it, I don't want to deal with it. Sorry. Like a bunny hole. Yep. Man, you know there's easy ways to show your screen instead of this. Okay, Lumen Talk. This screen is available for you to take a look at on YouTube. Go to YouTube, take a look at it. You can see the screen perfectly fine. All right, I got 5 cameras here in front of me. Okay, all cameras aren't working the exact same way. All right, what if your stock goes down 10% a week? Well, Chris, here you go. The idea is never buy something you don't want to hold long term. If it goes down, it goes down. What's the big deal? You're collecting a dividend that increases every year. You're collecting a premium every week, hypothetically. If the stock goes down, we're gonna go into that in a minute. Okay. So which stocks are you looking to buy tomorrow? All right, James, I'm not buying anything tomorrow. Everything I bought last week, I still own because everything dumped on Thursday and Friday. I'm okay with that because I wouldn't have bought them unless I wanted to hold on to them. Now, the longest I have ever held on to anything, now I've been trading for over 20 years, longest I've ever held on to anything was 9 months. That was it. What was the name of the stock that you held for 9 months? That was Bristol Myers. No, wait a minute. Give me a second. There's 3 of them I lost money on. That was one of them. Last year I lost money on. No, I didn't lose money on, but I had to hold for longer than I wanted. Just wait. Patience. Thank you there, Jack. Kimberly-Clark. KC. Kohl's. Right. Kohl's is KSS. Okay, so last year I had to hold on to Kimberly-Clark for 9 months. I held on to Target for 6 months. I held on to PPG for 6 months. Other than that, the longest I ever held on to anything was like 2 months. This year, so far, the longest I held on to anything was 3M. Let's quickly take a trip down memory lane. Memory lane. Here we go. Memory lane. Week 1, nope. Week 2, nope. Week 3, nope. Week 4, nope. Week 5, nope. 3M, here we go. Week number 5, last week, I jumped into 3M at 96.71. It didn't hit my target first week. Okay, week 6, I still had 3M. Week 7, I still had 3M. Week 8, I still had 3M. Week 9, I still had 3M. Week 10, I still had 3M. Okay? Week 10, I finally sold 3M. So I've collected 1 dividend and about 6 premiums on 3M this year. Now, 3M this year hold on, I'm just opening. Okay, so here's my 3M holdings right here. Say I bought it January, okay, January 29th. That's 1 premium, 2 premiums, 3 premiums, 4 premiums, 5 premiums, 6 premiums. 6 premiums and 1 dividend on 3M. Now, 3M. Okay, so my profit and loss year to date on 3M for holding it for 6 weeks was $706. Now, what did 3M cost me? Whoops, wait a second. 3M originally cost me $95 per share. I can't figure that one out, damn it. Needless to say, I didn't lose any money on 3M. Okay, I held it. It went down, 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 and I sold the premiums against it. Okay, now I didn't get 1% on 3M every single week. When I first bought it, I did. Week 2, I got 1%. 1% week 1, 1% week 2, week 3. Hold on. Nope. Okay. 3M got 1% week 1. Week 2, 3M didn't get 1% on week 2. Okay. Week 3. Nope, didn't get 1% week 3. Week 4. Nope. Week 5. Nope. Week 6. Nope. Week 7. Oh. Nope. Okay, finally got rid of it. Okay, so I only got 1% on the first week with 3M. But as you can see, my position got me $750 from 3M for the year. So far, the year's not over yet. I might buy 3M again coming up this quarter. Okay, that was the last quarter. I held it for 6 weeks. Okay, fine. Okay, stock went down. I got 1% the first week. Second week, I didn't. Third week, I didn't. Fourth week, I didn't. So on and so forth. Finally reached my target by week 6, and then I got out. Okay, that being said, stocks go down. Stocks go up. That's all they do. They go up, they go down. They do not come to your house and wash your dishes. They do not come to your house, make your bed and put a little chocolate on the pillow. They don't. They go up, they go down. They don't do anything else. Up, down. That's all they do. Okay, let's go to Halliburton. Halliburton is next. H-A-L. Here we go. Halliburton. Okay, now it doesn't take very long to figure it out. Okay, first thing I wanted to do, what can I buy tomorrow? 40.42. The 40 is going for 50 cents. The 40.50 is going for 31. Yeah, that's not going to work. The numbers just don't work. They don't. Okay, it's not 1%. So much for Halliburton. MPW. MPW has no options. Whoops. MPW. Medical proprietary. Yeah, okay. $4.50. That's going to be a no. $4.48. The closest one's to $4.50. 3 cents a share. Yeah, no. Okay, that's no. JP Morgan. JPM. 182.57. 182. Ooh, look at that. I like that. However, look at the chart. Now, one thing I noticed about the chart that I like, if you enter the position as a pair transaction and the option expires out of the money, do you keep stock? Yes, you do. Okay, because it's two separate orders. You're doing both at the exact same time. Now, what Doc asked is, when you do a covered call trade, you're doing both the stock and the option at the exact time. That they're tied together. Okay, so as they're being tied together, all right, the premium's already fixed in. But they're two separate orders. One is a stock order, one's an option order. The stocks never expire. The options expire. Okay, now I'm looking at the weekly options, which means they expire on Saturday. You can't do anything after Friday, so I don't know why they expire on Saturday. It's beyond me. Can you trade out of your 401k? Now, there are certain trades you can do in a 401 and certain ones you cannot do. Now, you can do cash secured puts in a 401k. You can do a covered call in a 401k. You cannot do a spread in a 401k. JEPI is a no. That's an ETF. I already know that. Okay, I don't do ETFs in this particular strategy. And I do ETFs in a different strategy, but that's not part of this conversation. Okay, that is a paid conversation. I'm a nice guy, but I'm really not that nice. Thanks for your advice. Hey, that's what I'm here for. Now, people ask me all the time, almost every night, why are you doing this? Well, I'm doing this because I'm at that point in my life where I feel the little guy, you and me, well, I don't know who's there on the other end, but I know me, but screwed over enough. Okay, really. And people don't share this kind of information. Well, I'm sharing with you. I'm giving you this advice for free. Use it, don't use it. It's totally up to you. First question you got to ask yourself, does it make sense? Okay. Second question you got to ask yourself, is it okay for me to do this? And it really impresses your wife. Okay. Anyway, so ask yourself a question. Does it make sense? Does it work for me? Is what I'm saying true? Now, I'm just reading the charts and I'm reading the numbers. These you can get from any trading platform. The last trade is whatever the last trade was. The high is whatever the high is. The low is whatever the low is. Okay, the bid, the ask, those aren't my numbers. I'm just reading them. Can you please explain the effect of the stock dropping on at the money call premiums? Well, that gets a little complicated, Chris. Hey, Rocky, you're still here. If it doesn't make sense, it doesn't make money, baby. Okay, you're right. Oil companies historically have large dividends. Do you have any of those? Yes, I do. I like ExxonMobil. I like Chevron. I like Phillips. I like British Petroleum. I like Occidental Petroleum. Okay, now, always the same thing. MRO. Ooh, wait a minute. MRO. Let me think. No. I'm saying MAR. What is that one? It's MAR. Martin, no. Marion, no. What is that? Damn it. How many tickers do you hold at a time? I have 5 different accounts. Okay? I have one account that has 6 positions. I have one account that has 4 positions. I have one account that has 3 positions. I have one account that has 30 positions. Mara. I wonder if Mara's here tonight. Marathon. I knew it was an MAR in there somewhere. Yeah, Marathon is on my list also. Okay. Okay, so let's take a look at JP Morgan. Now, I said no to JP Morgan for a reason. One, so 182.50. 182.57. The 182.50 is going for 263. That's well over 1%. Okay. However, there is a however. Look where it was in November. Look where it is now. So it goes from 135 to 200. That's a $70 increase. Okay, $70. You think there's not going to be profit taking there somewhere? 6 accounts with one broker? No. I got 2 different brokers. Thinkorswim, I have 5 accounts. And Robinhood, I have 1 account. I like my Robinhood. It's right there on my phone. I can do it anywhere. Okay? Do you cash in dividends or reinvest? Well, here's the thing. Plan Z. You ready? Watch this. Alrighty. Now, see the 2 accounts? One's all cash, one's a margin account. If you look closely, okay, week 1, 2.2%, week 2, 1.3, week 3, 0.85, withdrawal, $1,900. Okay, week 4, 0.9. Week 5, 1.03. Withdrawal, $1,900. Okay, week 6, 1.06. Week 7, 1.9. Withdrawal, $1,700. Okay, hold on a second. Let's go back here, right to here. Account number 1 started out with 117,000. Okay, I'm up 23.46%. Cash withdrawn 14,400 since the beginning of January. So I take the money out every week. Back here. Okay, so I don't really like JP Morgan this week. Doesn't the stock price go down by the same amount as the dividend? It does. That's why I like to buy. Can you do everything on Robinhood? Ooh, Mark, no, you cannot. Okay, now you can buy the stock and you can sell the option. I love Robinhood because it's right there. Everything's right at your fingertips. It's simple. It's easy to read. However, you cannot let the options expire worthless on Friday. You have to buy them back. And if you don't buy them back, Robinhood will buy them back for you, and they will not give you favorable fill prices. Okay, so I wait until 3:30 on Friday. I'll go in at 3:30 and I'll do all my trades for the next week. I actually have to buy them back 1 cent, 2 cent, 5 cent, whatever it is. Then I go and I sell the next one. So the question is, does stock price drop down the same as the dividend? Jason, yes, it does. On the time that it pays its dividend. Okay, so let's go open this up again. Okay, here's the dividend dates. All right, now, if you look at Hewlett-Packard, right here on the 12th, okay, I don't want to buy it on the week of the 12th. I want to buy it way up here on the week of the 29th, 2 weeks before the EX date. 2 weeks before the EX date, I want to grab my 1%, and then I'll say, thank you very much, Hewlett-Packard. I'm going on to the next stock. I don't want to bring it into the dividend if I don't have to. If I have to, I will. Okay, I'll buy it 2 weeks ahead of time. What does that do? Well, 2 weeks ahead of time, I collect a premium. 1 week ahead of time, I collect a premium. Okay, the week of the dividend, I collect another premium, and I collect the dividend. Okay, whatever you buy it for is what you own it at. All right, Ryan Fraser sent me a message. Yay, Ryan! I have no idea who Ryan is, but I just said hi anyway. Okay, so 2 weeks before the EX date, premium, 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 dividend. Okay, now I'll add those 4 up together, and I'll try to do a little bit of fancy math so that I can get out of that stock and jump into another one. Because I want that 1% per week. I find it's always best 2 weeks before the EX date. After the EX date's gone, okay, the stock has a tendency to go down. Okay, I don't want to be there. Let's go back to the next one. Oh, yeah, so the reason why I don't like JPM, okay, early November, way down here, okay, last week, way up here. There's way too much profit waiting to be taken. Okay, no, that does not make me a happy camper. So I'm going to say no. Now I'm going to look up ADBE. I never even heard of them. ABD, is that right? ABDE. Atlantis Business Development. No option. That's a no. Ooh, you guys don't like this one. You ready? Dividend King Extraordinaire. Over 100 years old. Ooh, look at that chart. I like it. Okay, high, whoops, high, low, where was it? Where is it? First thing I want to see. High, low, where was it? Where is it? It takes not even 2 seconds to see. Where's the high? Where's the low? Where was it? Where is it? Okay, I like that. Let's see the numbers. 142.26. The 142 is going for 175. The 143 is going for 130. They're both over 1%. Yay! All right, anyway. Now, what stock? Clorox, CLX. Now, hypothetically speaking, everybody here in the audience should know who Clorox is. Should we short JP? I don't do shorts. Do you think oil will go up tomorrow because of the war in the Middle East? Any suggestions on a purchase? Okay, Tiki Toke. Tiki Toke? Is that right? Tiki Toke? I don't give suggestions. I will take a look at the numbers. You can give me a suggestion, something to look at, and I'll give you my opinion. My opinion, not a recommendation. Well, look at that. Kohl's, KSS. KSS. Outstanding. Your thoughts on New York Community Bank? Yeah, QQQ's a no. Okay, for some strange reason, you guys are having a difficult time with the dividend stocks only, weekly options, and at least 20 years of increased dividends. QQQ does not fit the parameters. I have always heard that long-term growth will always outperform dividends. Alrighty then. Everyone's perfectly in their right to think whatever they want. Now, Clinton, I like a safe, secure, predictable, consistent 1% per week. Now, if you want to go for long-term growth, perfectly fine. I'm 60 years old. I'm not putting all my money in for long-term growth. I would have to go back to work, and I don't want to do that. So I don't do growth stocks. I just don't, because it doesn't give me weekly cash flow. I want weekly cash flow. That's what I'm looking for, and that's the only trading strategy I'm sharing for free. Coney, I hear ya. Okay, so when you get to my age, all right, and you don't want to work anymore, and you have to live off of the interest you collect from your from your little nest egg, okay, you'll be thinking differently. Growth stocks until you're 50. Then after that, get into dividend stock. Well, dividends. You're new here. I would recognize that name. You need to DM me. We need to have a chat. Do something together. All right, Felicia, you weren't listening. JEPI is an ETF. Okay, that's basically, here's my money, you take care of it. I don't condone that. We are all adults here. We should have responsibility for our own money. Basically, it's your money. Nobody has more interest in your money than you. And may I add, I can almost guarantee JEPI does not give 50% a year, 50% return per year. They don't. Thoughts on KSS? Yeah, we're going to get there, unfortunately. Okay, now, easy tool talk. Okay, KSS was the very last one suggested. So I have all these to go through before I get the Kohl's. Merck, that's even lower on the list. MRK. All right, we'll take a look at Merck. Just, chill. We'll get there. Okay, so Clorox. Let's take a look at Clorox. Why? Well, Clorox, okay, Clorox is a dividend king. They have increased their dividends for more than 50 consecutive years. That's 5 decades. Okay, dividend stocks only. You got it. Thanks, Felicia. Now, I appreciate it, because don't get me wrong. I do ETFs. That's going to be a separate channel with a separate goal. Because this right here, this trading strategy here, averages 1% per week. That's over 50% per year. I think it's generous enough for me to give that out. Now, the ETFs that I do get over 200 to 300% per year. But that's a different trading strategy. That's Altria. That's going to be lower on the list. Okay, so I do ETFs in a different strategy, in a different channel. AMD. Yeah, we're out of time. Okay, I got an hour and a half to go, and I have more stocks than an hour and a half has allocated for. But I'll put it down. Maybe we'll look at AMD tomorrow. But let's do Clorox. Okay, we all know who Clorox is. Over 100 years old. Calvin Hill, I'm graced with your presence. The chart looks good. Okay, I know where the high is. I know where the low is. I know where it was. I know where it is now. Okay, I want to look at the numbers. The numbers are giving me over 1% just by looking at them really quickly. So let's look at the dividend king, Clorox. Over 100 years old, increased the dividends for more than 5 decades. That's awesome. All right. Now, a year ago today, we're at 158.83. The high of the year for Clorox, 178.20. Okay, the bottom of the year for Clorox was 10.31. That was the end of October. Okay, that was 114.82. The last 90 days. Okay, 90 days ago today, we were at 143.06. The bottom of the 90-day period, 139.18, and that was the end of January. Okay, now we gapped up in the beginning of February and found a new 90-day high. Okay, that was 158.89. Okay, now let's look at the last 30 days. Last 30 days, right there. 30 days ago today was the 30-day high. All right, 30-day high, 30 days ago. I love cook and bake. Ooh, I made an awesome spaghetti sauce the other day. I get all the tomatoes, I brew them in a big pot, and I let them stew overnight. Oh, fuck, I'm a good cook. Anyway, what's your thoughts on BBAI? Never heard of it. If I've never heard of it, most likely it's going to be no. Yeah, all right, thanks, Doc. Get back on track. Yeah, I do have a tendency to get off track. So anyway, 30 days ago was a 30-day high, 156.26. Had some profit taking. It brought us down to a low 145. Bounced back up again. Okay, bounced back up again on the 28th at 53.87. See that? 30-day high, dropped down for profit taking. Shoots back up. Now look where we are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 days to the downside. We're at a 30-day bottom. What does that mean? Well, 30-day bottom on a dividend king. Are you kidding me? That's like a red flag. Buy me, buy me, buy me, buy me. No. All the numbers. You got to go through the numbers first. Energy transfer, ET. No, that's always a no. I don't know why. People always like looking at energy transfer at least twice a night. Okay? I'll look at it. I can give you a no now, or I can give you a no later. Okay? The only reason why I say that is because I look easy tool. What is it? Easy tool talk. Anyway, I look at it twice a night, just about. So Clorox is no based for 30-day chart. Oh, hold on, Doc. Kanye, hold on. So Clorox is a no based on 30-day. No. I didn't say that at all, Doc. Okay. Look at Wednesday and Thursday. Okay. Here's your previous high, because you had your 30-day high here. You had your profit taking, bounced back up to the high. Then you came down. This was the previous 30-day bottom. Okay, that was on Wednesday. Then you had 2 days to the upside. Perfect opportunity to jump in. However, this crap on Friday, everything was down on Friday. Okay, everything was down on Friday. So that could be an anomaly. So I'd like to see what happens on Monday. Dividend king. All right, Kanye, dividend king. Any stock that has increased its dividends to its shareholders, that's you and I when we buy stocks and sell stocks, we as shareholders, for 50 years or more. That's 5 decades. Okay, 5 decades. You probably weren't even born then, but 50 years ago. BBWI. Yeah, it's probably going to be a no also. I can give you a no now, or I can give you a no later. But I'll write it down. BBWI. Never heard of it. Okay, now you're new here, so don't take this the wrong way. But I personally only invest in stocks that have 20 years or more of increased dividends. And if BBWI has 20 years of increased dividends, I would know about it. But I don't know about it, so that's why I said no. But I'll take a look at the numbers and give you my opinion. Okay, let me get out of here. All right, so let's look at the numbers for Clorox. So Clorox, I can buy it at $142.26. The 143s are going for $1.30. That's over 1%. But here's the question you need to ask yourself. And this is what I usually don't have to ask. Hey, look at this. Someone over here saying hi. Hi over here in Instagram world. Woohoo! What I normally don't do, a dividend king comes up. It's usually a no-brainer. It's like, sure, if the numbers look right and the chart looks right. Because it's a dividend king. 50 years consecutively increasing year after year after year after year after year. I can do this for 50 times. Year after year. Increasing every single year for 50 years. Okay, so dividend kings for me are usually a no-brainer. It's usually a yes. I don't like what happened on Friday. It could be an anomaly because everything. Hey, how are we doing over there? Taco Mali. Did I say that right? Taco Mali? I don't know. Taco Mali over here on Instagram. CTRA again. All right. Does CTRA have 20 years or more of increased dividends? I'll write it down and take a look at it. CTRA. All right. So Clorox. Bring out the calculator. The 142 is going for 175, take off 76 at 150. Okay, the 130s. Okay, so $1.30. Wait a minute. No, that doesn't work. Sorry. Math was wrong. What stocks do you recommend that are dividend kings that won't break the bank? That's an interesting question. Let's take a gander at some of them. Hold on. Let's drop this right here. And you go, oops, right there, dividend kings. Okay, so when you say won't break the bank, you got Hormel, Altria, Coca-Cola, Colgate-Palmolive, 3M. They're all under $100. Dominion Energy. No, Dominion Energy is not a dividend king. WSO. Never heard of that one either. You're batting 1,000 there, dude. Bearish week for stocks. Killing 3M. I don't know. Okay, so it's going to be a no for Clorox. Why? Well, look at the number again. 142. The 142 is going for $1.75. You take that 26 cents off of there. That's $1.50. Yeah, you could do that one. The 142s. Okay, it's in the money. I like that one. He's not paying attention. Who's not paying attention? Is IBM a king? No, it's not. Where do you look for dividend data information? I like that question. That's a good question. I'm going to give you the simplest answer I can come up with. You ready? Are you looking at this? Now this right here is live on YouTube, so you can actually see. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit Google search engine. Well, I didn't have to type the whole thing in. Dividend King List 2024. And then I click on this. And there you go. Dividend Kings List 2024. There it is. And better yet, look, I can click this. Click here and instantly download your free spreadsheet of all dividend kings, along with important investing metrics. Yeah. Google. That's it. Just Google. Okay, and I can change this. The Dividend Aristocrats list. Jen, hi, how are you? Do you think last week's numbers are due to inflation, or is there other news that we don't see in Canada? Jen, I don't know if you noticed, but everything was down on Friday. Thursday and Friday, everything was down. Okay, so again, Google, Dividend Aristocrats list. Oh, look at this, same website. Oh, look at this. Click here to instantly download your free spreadsheet for all the dividend champions now. Okay, so Google's the best place to find your dividend. What do you think about Tasty Trade? You know Rocky the Realtor. Did you know, Rocky the Realtor, that this right here, this trading platform, Thinkorswim, was created by Tom Sosnoff, who owns Tasty Trades. It's a little complicated, some of that stuff he's doing there, but pretty damn cool. What's the difference between a Dividend Aristocrats and a Dividend Kings? Dividend Aristocrats is 25 years of increased dividends. Dividend Kings, 50 years of consecutive increased dividends. Okay, so you can't be a Dividend King until you're already a Dividend Aristocrat. But then again, Dividend Aristocrats are for the S&P 500 only. It doesn't include the NASDAQ, doesn't include the American Stock Exchange, just NASDAQ only. The S&P 500 to be more specific. Those are the aristocrats. Okay, so Clorox, there you go. Next one on the list, CVS. CVS. Here we go. 68.64. Pfizer, PFE. We'll take a look at it. PFE. I think somebody already asked for Pfizer. Yeah, Pfizer's on the list already. Okay, so we're looking at CVS. 68.64. Okay. 68.80. Okay, so it's the 69s, right? 68.80. The 69s are going for 94 cents. That's over 1%. What does the chart look like? Well, let's take a look. A year ago, CVS was 75.12. The bottom of the year, it's like it has a double bottom. Okay, once in the middle of August, and again in the beginning of November at 64.57. The high of the year was the beginning of January. KMI, that's Kinder Morgan. 10:20. We have an hour left. Kinder Morgan KMI. KMI. All right, we'll take a look at Kinder Morgan. Just hold tight. Okay, so CVS, the 69s. Let's take a look at the numbers. 90 days ago today, the 14th. Okay, we opened up at 76.65, dropped down to 70.26, shot up to the 90-day high at 80.75. Now that was 2 weeks ago. Okay, so let's look at the last 30 days. 30 days ago, okay, 30 days ago we opened up at 74.77. Okay, and then we shot up to the high of the 30-day period. High of the 30-day period, 80.75. 2 days later, we gapped down from 79.63 all the way down to a bottom of 72. That's a $7 drop, which is about 10%. 10% drop overnight. Goes sideways for a week, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days to the downside. Now, CVS is a good company. Why? Well, they've been in business for over 100 years. Okay. Also, every major city has a CVS. And better than that, you get the baby boomers and the Gen X all getting ready to retire. And what do they need? They need their freaking drugs. Prescription drugs. CVS, Walmart, Walgreens. Those are your three big for your pharmaceuticals. Okay. CVS, we got all these days to the downside. 5 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I would definitely look for a bottom before jumping in. What does it normally do this time of year? CVS normally just goes sideways. No big moves, which is good. Okay, next on the list, GRNC. 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 NASDAQ OMX Clean Energy Focused. Really? Yeah, no. ALB, Albemarle, ALB. I actually have some Albemarle at 131. So you guys wanted to know what happens when the stock goes down. What do you do? Is the at-the-money strike price supposed to be 1% of the price of the stock? Not necessarily so. Okay, because they fluctuates. Because there's a lot that goes into the pricing of options. Okay, for that they use what's called the Black-Scholes pricing method of options. It's freaking complicated as hell. However, I like to keep things simple. Remember, the strategy had to be simple, had to be safe, predictable, consistent. What else? Is that your requirement, I mean? Oh, yeah. You know, so I take a look at the stock, where it is, where it's about to go. I like the one-year chart, because the one-year chart tells me what's the high of the year, what's the low of the year, where was it a year ago, and where is it now? That's the 1 year. From there, I'll take a look at the 90-day. Why 90 days? Well, it's 3 months ago. That's really not that far long. That's not that long ago. Then I'll look at the Then I'll look at the 30-day chart, because I want to see what does it normally do. Are there any predictable movements? Okay, so 123.50. The 123s are going for $3.40. That's way over 1%. But you guys wanted to know what happens when you buy a stock and the price goes down. Well, here's the thing. You see right down here at the very bottom, I actually have Albemarle at 131. Right now, it's at 123. So what am I going to do tomorrow? Am I going to sell the 131s? I don't know. Let's take a look. Because I already own it, so it's not the fact I'm going to buy some more. Do you have this on a website? Yes, I do. You come up here to the bio right there where my face is in the top left corner. Hit that. They'll tell you the 10-minute trader. The 10-minute trader is right Whoops. Right here. The 10-minute trader. Right there. Okay. A video right here gives you a quick explanation. Another one, a quick explanation. This is the link to my live trading. This is the link to all my social media. YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, podcast, blah, blah, blah. And this is my current trades for the year. Okay, to give you an idea what my trades are for the year. All right, let's go back to where we were because we were talking about Albemarle. Now, the question comes up all the time. Tacoma. All right, Taco Mali, you got to give me the ticker symbol. Okay, because Tacoma doesn't mean anything to me at the moment. So, as I was saying, people always ask me, what do you do when the stock price goes down? Well, here you go. I bought Albemarle last week at 131.05. So, I want to be able to sell the 131s. And what are the 131s going for? The 131s are going for 83 cents. Well, let's take a good look at it, okay? Now, a year ago today, Albemarle was at 206.84. The high of the year, 241.19. Have a double bottom down here, beginning of November and the middle of December at 112. The last 90 days, okay, the last 90 days, we opened up at 128.79. Have our 90-day top, 143.19. That was the beginning of March. 2 days later, we're at the 90-day bottom, and that was 106.69. Now, the last 30 days. 30 days ago, we were at 122. 122.50. Okay, 1 day later on the 15th. 1 day later on the 15th was the 30-day bottom, 116.77. Okay, great. She goes up, she goes down, she goes up, she goes down, she goes up, she goes down. Look at all the movement. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Now, Thursday, we were at 130.28. Okay, I was in at 131. Now we're at 122. Thursday's a down day. What's going to happen Monday? Well, I'm not going to sell first thing in the morning. Okay, tomorrow, I usually jump in first thing. I usually buy all my stuff. I have no money to buy anything. Why? Well, because all my positions expired out of the money, which means I'm taking all 5 positions that I had last week into tomorrow, which means I'm only selling options tomorrow. I'm not buying anything tomorrow. And I'm not going to do it first thing in the morning because I want to see what the market maker has in mind. Okay, so she closed at 122. Everything was down. So what's going to happen tomorrow? Okay, now, here's a little hint. Are you ready? The last trade, 122.58. The bid, 122.65. The ask, 123.50. Both the bid and the ask are higher than the last traded price. That's an indication that the market maker is going to increase tomorrow, going to push it up. Okay, fine. What time am I going to decide? Well, Doc, I don't know if you're going to be on tomorrow morning. Okay, 9:15 to 10:15. Perfect opportunity to take a coffee break. You say, oh, nurse, hold my calls. I need to check this out. Okay, it would probably be a good idea just to be able to chill, sit back, relax, and just take a coffee and listen to wonderful old me. Yay! All right, anyway. So, tomorrow morning, I'm going to wait and see what he opens it up at because the bid and the ask are both higher than the last traded price. That's an indication that the market maker is going to push it up tomorrow. Okay, so if he pushes it up tomorrow, I'm at 131. I'm not going to sell the 131s tomorrow because they're at 83 cents. Okay, I might do the 130s or the 129s, but I want to see where he opens it up first because when he opens it up higher, the premiums are going to increase. So I'll give him to about quarter of before I actually do. Excuse me. I'll give him to about quarter of before I decide. But that's going to be tomorrow morning because that's when we do most of our decisions. Our buying decisions are Monday morning. Our closing positions are Friday afternoon around 3 o'clock. Those are 2 most important days for the live trading. Monday morning, Friday afternoon. Okay? Now, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we look at it just to see what's happening. and to answer questions. Because if you're paying to be on a service to guide you through this, you want to ask questions. And that's what it's there for. Okay? I'm on almost an hour a day. If you want me to be on there longer, I'll be on there longer. Really don't care. I'm retired. I don't do anything except for watch my plants. Okay? I got some plants growing, waiting to get warmer so I can bring them outside. Okay, so that being said, Albemarle, I actually own it, so I'm going to wait. So if I was going to buy it tomorrow morning, I would buy it at the $23.50. Okay, the $23.50, and I would sell, whoops, I don't want to look at that one. I want to look at this one right here. Okay, so the 123, the 124s are going for 286. So let's bring up my calculator. Clear. Okay, so the 124s, because the market maker is going to open it up, 286, 286. Now the purchase price is still the same, 123. Hold on. Divide by the purchase price. 286 is the premium. The premium that I would collect for the 124. Why 124? Well, because 124 is the next closest strike price to the purchase price. The purchase price is 123.50. Please explain the premium. I'm lost. All right, Blade. Blade, are you ready for this? These numbers you can get anywhere. Okay, anywhere you trade. E-Trade, Schwab, Fidelity, Yahoo Finance, Google Finance, NASDAQ. Okay, what it says is the last trade on Friday afternoon. So Friday afternoon at 3:59, Friday afternoon, the very last trade was $122.58. Okay, now if I own the stock and I want to sell it, I can sell it for $122.65. If I want to buy it, I have to buy it at $123.50. Okay, last price, the bid, what I can sell it for, the ask, what I can buy it for, the volume, how many shares traded on Friday, the opening of the day on Friday, the high of the day on Friday, the low of the day on Friday. These numbers you can get anywhere. These numbers here are the option chain. Okay, if I want to sell a covered call, I would have to use the option chain. Now you have to be approved for option trading. Now this strategy here that I'm teaching you is the safest trading strategy there is and the easiest one to qualify. It's a level 1 option trading strategy. They give you a book that you're supposed to read, you're supposed to understand the risks because options do expire. Okay, if you buy one or sell one. Okay, right now I'm looking at the weekly. Right there, 19 April 24. That's this Friday coming up. The next one, 26 April 24. That's next Friday. Okay, May 24. That's 2 weeks Friday. Okay, you can sell any one of these you want. Now, if I buy it, the stock, if I buy the stock at 123.50, okay, I can sell somebody the right, not the obligation, the right to buy it from me at 124. Okay, if I buy it at 123.50, I can sell it for 124. For that privilege, that person is going to pay me a premium. Okay, that's listed here, $2.86 a share. Now, $2.86 a share is not a lot, but let's go through the math. Okay. Now, does that explain it, Blade? The premium is what you collect. It's kind of like if you have a car in your yard and you want to sell it. Okay, you put a price on it, $1,000, $5,000, $10,000, whatever. You have a car, like let's say you got a Camaro, an old Camaro sitting in your yard. You want $1,000 for it. Tom comes down the street and says, "Whoa, I like that. Here, $100. Hold it to me till Friday." Okay, you hold it for Friday. He comes and picks it up, gives you the $1,000. It's a non-refundable deposit. Non-refundable deposit. Okay, if you buy the stock, you own it. You can do whatever you want with it. Now you sell somebody the right to buy it from you for more than you paid for it, and that person gives you $2.86 a share. Now the purchase price was $123.50. Whoa, that's wrong. $123.50. because that comes to a grand total of 2.3%. I signed up for Patreon. How do I join in the morning? All right, Papa Jeff, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and send you a link for the morning show tomorrow morning, and I'll also send you a link of all the stocks that we're looking at tomorrow. Okay. Do you have your options exercised often? I love them to be exercised every week. Now, last week, none of them got exercised. The week before, every single one. Now, every single one getting exercised in a week very rarely happens. Every single one not being exercised very rarely happens. Okay. Who was that again? Okay, so Papa Jeff, I will send you the link. And I'll send you the stock list that we're looking at on Monday. Does Thinkorswim charge a monthly subscription? No, it don't. Okay, you can go into Thinkorswim, download it, and actually do a free paper trading account. Now, I always encourage everyone to do a paper trading account. Why? Well, it keeps you sharp. Okay, it gives you ideas of what you can do before you put real money into it. Now, I've been trading for over 20 years. I still do paper trading because I come up with all these wild, crazy ideas. And before I throw money at it, I want to make sure I'm right. The stock market's been around for over 400 years. It ain't going anywhere. All right, next one. So I actually own Albemarle. So I'm going to wait tomorrow morning to find out what it opens up at. Paper trading accounts are 15-minute delay. Yep, it is. But it gives you the numbers and allows you. An option requires 100 shares or more. Okay, yeah. 100 shares of a stock equals one option contract. Okay, 200 shares, 2 option contracts. Okay, thanks for that reminder there, Barney. All right, so next one on the list, ALB, we did that. JD. Now, I do have JD also. Let's take a look at that. JD. Oh, wait a second. When does Albemarle, ALB, pay their dividend? ALB. 14th. Wait a minute, that's March. That was last month. Damn it. Okay, so ALB paid their dividend last month. Do you sell the calls the nearest to the stock price? All right, kill them nicely. I didn't get to say this all night. It's all about the numbers. Okay, what I pay for the stock is one thing. What I collect for the premium is another. Now, I have to weigh the pros and cons on the closest I get to the purchase price, the higher my rate of return is. Okay, I prefer to be in the money because then the stock doesn't have to do anything. But if I sell out of the money, like the one I just showed you, okay, in the money would be the 25. Okay, so right now it's at 25.46. In the money would be the 25. That's 84 cents. At the money would be the 25.50. Out of the money would be 26. Okay, at 26, the stock has to move up. How rich are you? Daily use products. That's an interesting question. Do you sell the call? Okay. How do you time the entry exit for the dividend capture technique? Gary T, that's an excellent question. Now, you gotta remember, what am I doing? Now, this Monday, I'm not buying anything, I'm just selling. Okay, so I'm going to wait till at least 9:45. Okay, the market already opens up at 9:30. I'll know what the market maker is doing. Okay, I'll be able to see first thing at 9:30 what he has in mind. Okay, now if the premium is 1% or higher at that moment in time, I'll do it right then and there. Kevin Gold for backup page. Moot. I never heard of Moot. Okay, but we'll take a look at it if you want. M-O-O-T. Moot. 10:39. We got 1 hour left to go. Taco Molly. I'm still waiting for the ticker symbol for Tacoma. All right, so let's take a look at JD. Now, I do own JD at $27.96. That's close to 28. Now, I got a nice fat premium, 4%. I got the premium and the dividend, 4%. Let me rephrase the question. How do I time entry exit for dividend capture technique? Gary, how do you get into the stock market? Oh, that is a different question. Well, you could do almost any trading platform you want. Okay, there's the handheld ones on your phone, which is Robinhood, Webull, Acorn, E-Trade, Fidelity, Thinkorswim, Ameritrade, a whole bunch of them. Okay, on your computer, again, bunches and bunches of trading platforms or brokerage. You can even go to your bank and you ask your banker, hey, how do I trade in the stock market? And they'll introduce you to their trading platform. It's called a trading platform. It's kind of like walking into a grocery store and there's the stock market. Okay, and the guy at the cashier is the market maker. He's the one who buys and sells. Okay, that's how you get into the stock market. Now, I use Thinkorswim, which is by Charles Schwab. You go to charlesschwab.com and open up an account. It's pretty simple. Yeah, it's self-explanatory. There's a whole bunch of websites, a whole bunch of YouTube videos online. How do I trade, or how do I open up a trading account? Okay, I like Thinkorswim. I've been using it for years. It has everything I like on it. Okay, and I also like Robinhood. It's simple. It's easy. It's right there in front of me. Now, Robinhood doesn't have seasonality. Robinhood doesn't have a dividend calendar. But that's what I have this account for. Okay, but I like Robinhood because it's right there in front of me. It's, everything's right there. All right, so JD. 25.39, 29.40, 29.46. Okay, the market maker's pushing this one up also. The last traded price, 25.39. The bid, 25.40. The ask, 25.46. Okay, so right now, the 25.50s are going for 56 cents. That's 2%. Okay? 2% for JD at the money right now. All you need is $100 to start. Basically, yeah. You don't even need that. You can do $50 if you want. Okay, but it all depends on what you're starting with and what you're going to be able to do. The less money you have, you have less less choices of how you can trade. All right, so that being said, I have JD at 27 options. Oh, yeah, well, you can't. All right, to sell an option. See, what we're doing, Gary T, is I'm buying stocks. Now, JD, I happen to have 1,800 shares. Okay, at $25 a share, 1,800 shares, that's like $27,000. Okay, now $100, you're way off for this game. But you can do is called dividend capturing. Now, dividend capturing works a little bit differently. Now, dividend capturing, you would basically take a stock that you like, buy it before the EX date, capture the dividends. You're selling covered calls. Yes, a covered call, you have to buy the stock first. You can't buy 100 shares of anything for $100. Okay? Because you need 100 shares to sell one contract. Okay, I get 1,800 shares? Hold on a second. Yeah, I get 1,800 shares of JD, which means I can sell 18 contracts. Okay, 18 contracts at 28 is only 6 cents a share. Not a whole heck of a lot. What do you use to research the EX date? You can go to Google. All right, go to Google. And you put in EX dividend calendar right there. Okay. All these places here have dividend calendars, EX dividend calendars. All right. Market beat. All right, there you go, right there. You can pick which week. Okay, so if you want to go to 15th, week 22, here we go. And give it a minute to reset. And then here's all the companies paying out a dividend 2 weeks from now. Okay, you have Banco Santander, okay, Dell, Dynex, Ferrari. Ooh, I didn't know they had a dividend. Nice. Finwood Bancorp, so on and so forth. FS Credit, total, okay. Stellantis. Anyway, it's a lot of companies. Ooh, Krispy Kreme, Lowe's, Lennar. Okay, right there. Go to Google and search. Let's go back to where we were. All right, so here's JD. I'm going to wait tomorrow morning to find out what JD opens up at. And say I buy the shares before that date and sell it next day. Will I still capture dividends? No. Here's the thing. 4 dates. 4 dates you need to remember when it comes to dividend investing. Announcement date. That's when they announce the dates. Let's give you, for instance, we'll look at Lowe's, right? The announcement date was March 22nd. EX date, the last day the stock trades before the dividends paid out, April 23rd. Date of record, whoever owns the stock on the date of record is entitled to the dividend, April 24th. Dividend payment date, May 8th. 4 dates to remember. Okay, you buy before the EX date, so after the date of record, you're entitled to the dividend. What's the best dividend stock? I can't answer that question because I don't know. How do we look up announcement dates if we don't own shares? I just showed you. Go to Google, okay? Inside of Google, okay, Google search EX dividend calendar. That's it, EX dividend calendar, and go from there. Okay, it'll walk you through. Got interrupted on my broadcast over on Facebook. Now, did you guys hear the news? I don't know if it's true or not. I just heard the news that Elon Musk bought Facebook. That's crazy. There's got to be something better than Google. Doesn't anyone have a tool for that? Gary, there's a bunch of tools. I use Thinkorswim. It has a dividend calendar built into it. One of the reasons why I like Thinkorswim. How much do you invest in dividends? I have 98% of each one of my accounts invested at all times because I like to have my money working at all times. Okay, now you have companies that are in business for over 100 years. Okay, so I have no problem whatsoever buying those companies and see how it works. Meta 550. I have no idea what that means, Bab. You get value trap. Bab, I have no idea what that means also. Okay, I look for that safe, secure, predictable, consistent 1% per week. It works perfectly fine for me. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I don't think Elon bought Facebook. Must have been some fake report. Okay, he's saying Meta is going to 550. Well, alrighty then. I don't buy Meta because Meta doesn't have dividends. So that's a no to me. Yeah, I saw that this afternoon. I didn't know if it was true or not. That's why I asked. Hey, is this thing true? Could be true, may not be true. I don't know. You think so? Ooh, here's one way to find out. Oh. Well, no, that's interesting. Now, Meta does have dividend now, $2. Well, then, jolly good. Let's take a look at it. Yahoo Finance. I like Yahoo Finance. Yahoo Finance is where I get all my information. Now, we'll find out exactly. Were you doing this in 09? Yes, I was, Chris. MEPA. While we're here on YouTube, Yahoo Finance. PFE is a value trap. Okay, thanks for that, Bab. I haven't taken a look at it yet. All right, so here's Meta right here. We're looking at Yahoo Finance. When did you start? Oh my goodness, I think I started back in 1991, 92. somewhere on there. I think my son was like 4 or 5 years old at the time. He's 35 now. Ooh, I don't like that idea. Okay, we'll look at historical data. So if you have $1 million account, can you make $500,000 a year with your strategy? Yes, you can. Not that it's guaranteed. No, I don't tell people, you can. I make an average of 1% per week. Okay, so Meta has paid one dividend. Okay, one. Meta's not going to make my list for two reasons. One, it's over $250. It's $500 a share. No. Two, it only paid one dividend. I like 20 years or more of increased dividends. So Meta might make my list in 20 years. Do you have a retirement portfolio, growth, income, and capital preservation? Nahib Batston. I manage my own money. I do. Okay. She's in the other room making fun of me. So you guys new here, you don't know that the wife likes to go in the background and make fun of me while I'm doing this. Okay, because I'm actually in my living room doing sitting on the couch, the coffee, all my cameras set up on the coffee table. Okay, so my retirement portfolio. Now, the way I look at retirement, Mr. Batchun, is that right? The way I look at it is the companies that I look at are over 100 years old, way older than me. Okay, they have increased their dividends for 20 to 25 years consistently. I can take them right up to the day I die and continue doing this to the day I die. Stock market has been around for over 400 years. Okay, General Electric over 100 years old. Consolidated Edison 200 years old, and they all increase their dividends. Those are the only companies I do. Safe, secure, predictable, consistent 1% per week. That's my goal. Have you seen Home Depot pre-split? Randy, Home Depot is on my list. Now, I only look at Home Depot. Let's go back here. Let's put in Home Depot. Okay. March, right there. Home Depot, $2.25 a share. Now, Home Depot is a dividend king, regardless of what it splits at. Regardless, they can split 5, 10, 15, 20 times. Home Depot has increased its dividends for more than 50 years, 5 decades. I really, honestly, and I don't know how to make this any clearer to you, I honestly don't really care about the stock price. Really don't. What I do care about is, however, what I do care about is, number one, is the stock price. Right now it's at $342, so that's a no. Okay, I don't do anything over $250 because however much money you think I have, I'm not buying $342 stocks. I'm not, because 1,000 shares of that is over 300,000. Yeah, no. Okay. Now, secondly, my concern is the movement. I like looking at the high of the year, the low of the year. Where was it a year ago? Where is it now? Okay, so although this may look halfway interesting, okay, I will then look at the 90-day chart, the last 90 days. The last 90 days looks something like this. Again, I will look at the high of the time frame, the low. Where was it? Where is it? Okay, it goes up, it goes down, goes up, goes down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Okay, that's where we are now. Then I want to look at the last 30 days. Okay, is where we are 30 days ago. 30-day high, okay, down, a little bit of a pullback, down, a little bit of pullback, down again. Okay, it's still going down. That you cannot disguise that as anything else other than down. Okay, that's all I don't care about the price, really. I honestly don't. Okay, because it could be $50 here and it could be $20 here. It could be $350 here. It could be $300 down here. Don't really care. It doesn't mean anything to me. What means to me is the movement. Is the movement predictable and consistent? I already know it's over 100 years old. I already know they've increased their dividends every single year for 50 years or more. Okay, why do I care? I don't. I want 1% a week. Safe, secure, predictable, consistent. So I look at 342. What is the 342 going for? It's going for 435. Okay. What can I buy it for right now? What can I sell it to someone else for? And am I making my 1%? Yes, I am making my 1%. However, this thing's in a downfall. I won't jump into this until it has a strong bottom. But I won't jump into this at all because it's over 250 bucks. There's too many other companies that are under 250 bucks that I can still make my 1% on. Is Boeing on the safe secure list? What's your strategy for 1%? Okay, Firestarter, you just got here. Okay. Why is your limit to 250 bucks? Well, killing them nicely. I don't have as much money as you think I do. Okay, whatever money I have, I live very comfortably off of 1% per week. Okay, this old expression goes, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Okay, why would I change my rules if it works perfectly fine? Okay, I like that 1%. That's it. Home Depot, I bought Home Depot, a few years ago when it was under 250 bucks. Jerry pays over 5%. I have no idea who Jerry is. Okay, now are you talking about Jerry pays over 5% per week? I'm all for that. Okay, let's look up Jerry. Jerry.
Jerry.
Jerry has no options. Okay, so why would I want to invest in Jerry? Even though Jerry's paying 5% of. So does he have any dividends? Let's take a look. Jerry. Okay. There is no Jerry. So I would appreciate it if you're going to waste my time. At least waste my time with something that's actually there. Hey, Gene Harles, you show up just before I'm ready to go every night. But it's still nice to see you there. Coca-Cola, yeah, premiums never actually get over 1%. Stocks within 250 still make over 1%. That's correct. He means JEPI. Yeah, JEPI is for those people who don't want to take control of their own money. That's like, here, you take care of it. And JEPI does not pay over 5% per week. That much I know for a fact. Hi, honey, how are you? Jen's here tonight.
Jen!
ORC is a good stock for you. ORC. ORC. ORC is a no. It's a monthly. Monthlies do not pay 1% per week. Sorry. Did Walmart split change premiums? No. Okay, because you get earnings per share. So if you're getting $1 per share and the stock is $100, you're getting 1%. If the stock splits in half, now you're getting $50. Your premium, your dividend is going to be 50 cents, which is 1%. NYCB. NYCB. Now we know this one dumped. Everything dumped. Okay, that's at 284. Okay, Paramount. PARA. And 96. Paramount a year ago, 2163. The high of the year, 2360. The low of the year, 1009. Okay, the last 60 days, there we are, right there. Last 30 days, right here. Okay, so 30 days ago. Come on, my mouse was stuck. Does BAE Systems have options? Blade, I don't know what BAE Systems is. I think they produce military transporters. I don't know their ticker. All right, well, I can't help you out with that one. NEP, we'll write that down, take a look at it. NEP. It's 11 o'clock. All right, so 30 days ago, we were at 1165, 30-day high of 1380. 30-day bottom was on Wednesday, and that was 1012. Now, I think I have Paramount. Hold on. I do. Paramount at 1180. So I have Paramount at 1180. See, the 1150s are going for 21 cents. The 12s are going for 13. Yeah, so I'm going to sell the 12s. Okay, I got Paramount at 1180. So I'm going to sell the 12s at 13 cents. That's still over 1%. And if it goes above 12, I get the difference between the 1180, what I paid for it, and the 12, which is what the strike price is. That's a covered call. And that's over 1% for Paramount. Do you think the war will affect the stock market tomorrow? You do realize there's a stock market on every single continent. So the answer is going to be yes. It may not affect ours, but it will affect a stock market somewhere. James, how can I get access to your stock list for this strategy? Well, Shane, so glad you asked. Come to think of it, the 10-minute trade right up here. My bio. See my little face right there in the top left corner? Give it a good old slap. Like pop right there. That will take you to my bio. In the bio, you will get a little link that goes the 10-minute trader. Click on the 10-minute trader, and it says right here, investing in dividend stocks up to 50% annual return. Simple, safe, consistent, and predictable. If you are looking to strike it rich overnight, this ain't it. I gotta repeat that higher. This ain't it. Oh, and I love this one right here. Someone asks this every single night. Every single night someone asks this. Okay, when you don't sell and you pay higher taxes, unless 1 year. Yeah, Barney, let me ask you a question. You ever go to a Ferrari car dealer or a Mercedes car dealer? Oh, no, Mercedes. That's what's too cheap. McLaren. Ooh, let's go to McLaren car dealer and let's ask the guy, what kind of gas mileage does this baby get? Does that sound like a logical answer? If you're making more money, are you really worried about your taxes? If you go to a Rolls-Royce dealer and you ask them what the gas mileage is, you can't afford it. If you're worried about your taxes, you really need to talk to a tax strategist or a tax planner. Really, seriously. If you're paying taxes at all, you need to talk to a tax strategist or a tax planner. Okay, it's written right in the IRS code. It is your duty to figure out ways to not pay taxes legally. Okay, let me just leave it at that. I get flagged every time I talk about that. So if you want to really know how to do what I do, right here, scroll out there a little bit further down, live trading. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 9:15 to 10:15, just before the market opens. I don't want to sit in front of my computer all day. I don't. I sit in front of my computer until people stop asking me questions. Okay, I will stay there until you guys are done asking questions. Now, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 9:15 to 10:15. Friday, 3:15 to 4 o'clock, because I want to make sure everybody in the group asks the question, here's where I am. How can I best optimize this position for next week? That's what you pay for. Right there. That little symbol right there. Live trading. The 10-minute trade. It's right up here in my bio. The 10-minute trader. All right, let's get back to what we were talking about. Okay, so I like Paramount. I do. Now, I could buy it tomorrow morning at $10.94. Okay, the 1094s, I can sell the 11s for 38 cents. Now, if you don't know how to do your math properly, if I buy it at 1094 and I sell someone the rights to buy it from me at 11, which is higher than what I paid for it, I can get 38 cents. And I know 38 cents doesn't sound like a lot to you guys, but 38 cents is more than 3%. That's 3% for the week. Let's go up. What do we go? Whoa, come on. What are we looking at? All right, here we go. SPY overpriced? I really don't know, Kill 'em. I don't do the spiders. All right, let's go to the next one on the list. Macy's. Let's take a look at Macy's. Macy's is my winner of the year. Macy's. All right.
Never bought me anything from them.
Macy's. They have position IDK. Yep. If they do weekly, I don't know. Hey, Michael. Michael, do you realize what time it is, dude? It's 11 o'clock. I'm here for another 25 minutes. Para go down today? I don't know. On Paramount, what was your price? Paramount? Hold on a second. Didn't I say that? I did. Oh, wait, Paramount. That's a different account. Remember, I told you I got 5 accounts, so I just go switch back and forth. 1180. Okay, see, I'm into Paramount at 1180. All right, so if I sell the 12s on Paramount, I'm collecting 1% for Paramount. But right now, we're looking at Macy's. Laying in bed. The wife's comments. Is it Chevery? Chevery likes your comment there, honey. On Paramount, you can show how you use the numbers to decide to deeper in the money.
I'll be here
Interesting.
all week, folks.
Get her something from Macy's, man. Yeah. What ticker is Paramount? P-A-R-A. She tells me she doesn't like presents. She doesn't. Every time I buy her a present, she says, you shouldn't have wasted your money. BCE thoughts, great dividend. BCE, never heard of him. Fight for freedom. He likes you, honey. Fight for freedom. GLAD. We'll probably get to that one tomorrow. Because I still got a whole bunch more to go through. BCE. We'll take a look at that one also, probably tomorrow. How do you feel about SCHD? Okay, fresher. I think ETFs are for people who don't want to take control of their own money. That way they can blame someone else. That's my honest opinion. It's your money.
I blame you for ketchup.
It's your money. Nobody else has more interest in your money than you do. No one. Okay, so if you hand your money over to an ETF, electronically traded funds, I know none of them pay over 30%. Okay, now I average 1% per week, which if you do your math, that's over 50% per year. No weekly unglad, we'll take that off the list. Tell her M sells ketchup now. Al says Macy sells ketchup. Al, you don't want to see that look.
I ain't shopping at Macy's.
PFE, we're going to take a look at that in a minute. Okay, we're going to take a look at Pfizer. Where is Pfizer? Yeah, Pfizer's way down low. We're not going to get to it tonight. Sorry. I mean, these are the stocks you guys have me look at every day. Okay, I write them down as they come in. That's great. You give a lot for your time to people. Yeah, I do. Tesla, Ed, no to Tesla. Tesla does not pay dividends. Okay, so if you do Tesla, hey, more power to you. Really, I'm retired. I want a safe, predictable, consistent income. Tesla does not give that to me. Terribly sorry. Don't worry, I'm sure I've gotten the same look from my own wife many times. That was Al, honey.
Yeah.
Al, she's not very happy with you at the moment.
No, I'm not very happy with you.
Oh, she's not happy with me? Wait, what did I do?
You bought me ketchup.
Oh, my goodness. All right, Jacob, why dividends over growth? Well, Jacob, why dividends over growth? Well, the reason being, Jacob, is I don't have to go back to work. If I put my money into a growth stock, what weekly income is that giving me? I'm waiting. Okay, I do dividend stocks, and I use weekly options, so I have a safe, secure, predictable, consistent 1% per week. I'm not looking for growth. I'm looking for stability. I'm looking for consistency. Stability, consistency, 1% a week. I can live comfortably off of 1% a week. Hey, look at this. Win715's just joined in. How are you doing over there, Mr. Win? Oh, Kathy says hi, too. Walgreens. All right, Ed, sorry. We already looked at Walgreens. We already looked at that tonight. Back to Macy's. Yep. Okay, here we go. Back to Macy's. All right, wait a minute. Yeah, back to Macy's. Just gotta let you guys know, Macy's is my big winner for the year. I've got so much money from Macy's this year. It's unfreaking believable. Okay, so here we are with Macy's. A year ago today, we were at 1773. We got a triple bottom here at 1054. What was that? In September, October, and November. An inflation hedge. Which one is one you recommend? I don't recommend anything. Okay, Macy's is not going bankrupt. Okay, Macy's is closing some of the stores because some of the stores is like a slow bleed. Okay, you have a stock, you have a company, and you have like 150 stores or 175 stores, and you have a couple that's a slow bleed. You get rid of them. Cut it up. Macy's has been around for over 100 years. Okay, they've increased their dividends for 50 years or more consecutively. Every year, higher and higher dividends. Okay, you don't like Macy's? Don't buy it. I like Macy's. It's doing very well by me. Okay, so the last 90 days for Macy's. 90 days ago today. All right, 90 days ago, we opened up at 1822. Okay, we have a double bottom on the 19th and on 19th of January, and again on the 29th of February, and that was right around 17 50, somewhere in that area. I sold CTRA. Okay. 90-day top was 22.10. Now, that was on the 19th of March. Now, 30 days ago, which was the 14th of March, we opened up at 21.24. A couple days later, it was a 30-day high, 22.10. Now, from there, it takes 2-3 weeks to get to the double bottom 18.31. That was on the 4th and the 5th of April. Now, this past Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 4 days to the upside. Okay? Friday was down to the downside. Now, is that an anomaly because everything was down on Friday? Is it going to fix it? I don't know. The last trade was 1930, the bid, 1902, the act, 1927. Did you notice that? Bloomberg terminal thoughts? Sorry, I need this ticker symbol. Okay, Bloomberg, I don't trade it, but if you gave me this ticker symbol, I'll be able to take a look. I just want to hear your thoughts on NEP. NEP, well, you're going to have to wait because, okay, see all of them right here? I'm right about here now. So I got to go all of these and then start back up here and do all of those. Okay, these are all the stocks that everyone recommends. Okay, so I take a look at them as they come. NEP just got here, so that's going to be quite a while before I get to that. And it most likely won't be happening today, but it'll probably happening tomorrow. How about Baba, Alibaba? I actually have Alibaba in a different account and a different strategy because Alibaba does not have 20 years of increased dividends. CL, Colgate-Palmolive. Now, LA Soundwave, you should know better because you'll be here tomorrow morning to take a look at it. All right, we're looking at Macy's, so let's continue with Macy's. So, I'm curious, Monday, what's going to happen on Monday? Because Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and even Thursday were higher highs, okay? Now, what's going to happen Monday? Let's say hypothetically I like Macy's. Now, I do have Macy's at 1960, 1965. The 1950s are going for 39 cents. I'm selling mine at 1950, collecting 39 cents a share. I own it at 1965. I'm losing 15 cents right off the top. However, I'm making 39 cents, which is still over 1%. I'm perfectly okay with that. And I'd like to be out of Macy's this week. I might even take a look at the... No, because the 19s are going for 64 cents. That means my effective sale price will be 1964. My purchase price is 1965, so that's a no. So the 19 is a no. The 1950 is a possibility, but I'll check that out tomorrow morning when the market opens because it's all about the numbers. If I can get my 1%, great. I'll like to do the 1950s tomorrow morning. Oh, meme coins season, Katai. All right, I'm going to say no because I don't do coins. Now, for those of you who get propositioned by the other me, because there are 22 imposters pretending to be me. I must be doing something right. I got 22 imposters. Anyway, let's go back to Macy's. So if I buy Macy's tomorrow morning at 1927, I can sell the 1950s at 39 cents and make over 1%. I like Macy's. Okay. AEO, American Eagle Outfitters. AEO, the vowels. That's done. Okay, anyway. I have this one at $25.97. And right now it's at 23. So you guys wanted to know what happens when stock gets down? Well, let's take a look. A Killam 3M. We'll take a look at Apple. Probably happen tomorrow because we don't have the time tonight because right now it's 11:14. I got 15 more minutes. Well, I got like 2 or 3 more to go. That's about it. That being said, what do people gain from impostoring you? Well, what they gain is, don't take this wrong, any of you guys out there in the public, okay? What the imposters get is someone here in the audience thinking it's me and sending money to them, pretending to be me. I had one guy ask me for $8,000 back because something went down. And I said, what are you talking about? He said, you had me send you $8,000. I said, no, I didn't. He said, well, yes, you did. You wanted me to do, and you traded some Bitcoin for him. I said, well, I don't do Bitcoin. So I got someone trying to get money from me because they supposedly sent me money. No, I don't do Bitcoin. Okay, there's a lot of things I don't do. And I always tell people, you want to do work with me? You want to do anything from me? DM me with your phone number, because I believe you're all over the age of 18, or else you couldn't be here. Okay? You should know how to DM me. Send me your number. I will call you. I will have a conversation with you. Often intimidated, never imitated, never duplicated. Yeah. That could be a good thing. But seriously, if you want to have a conversation with me, send me a phone number. I will call you. We'll chat. If this is right for you, fine, sign up. If it's not right for you, then don't. Macy's repeat pattern, June 2001. Okay. All right. I mean, I go by the numbers. I go by the numbers and I go by the pattern. All right. So Macy's, the numbers work for me. The pattern works for me, except for what happened on Friday. Now, I have plenty of Macy's, so I have no problem holding on to Macy's. Okay, they're the dividend king. They've been in business for over 100 years. They got to be doing something right. How many accounts do you have on TikTok? 1. I only have 1 account on TikTok. Well, Friday only hurts if you sell for less. Where is the $10,000 I invested with you from the Brooklyn Bridge? Ah, damn it. I was hoping you wouldn't catch up with me. Al, you really should be saying stuff like that, because some people might actually believe what you're saying. See, now I know Al's joking, because Al always comes up with weird shit like that. But some people actually might think it's true. Okay? Yeah. Ellie Soundway, he thinks that's funny too. All right, so anyway, let's look at American Eagle Outfitters. It's on my list. I actually own 2,000 shares at 26. James never asks for money. Yep, I don't. And if you do feel like asking for money, and I agree to it, I agree to a face-to-face meeting. Okay? I have a bunch of people that I invest money for. However, I require a face-to-face. It means you got to fly to wherever I am. You say, hey, James, look me in the eye. I'm old school. You look me in the eye, shake my hand, and we write down a deal. That's it. Okay? No, none of this over. No, not when it comes to money. I'm very, very fickle about that. You can't get anyone that says I haven't cheated them out of money, because I have very strict rules on that. All right, so American Eagle Outfitters. A year ago today, we were at 1372. The bottom of the year was the end of May, and that was 1009. Okay, this thing doubled in price. Okay, from the bottom all the way up to where we are now. Now, the last 90 days, 2063, 90 days ago. Okay, we got a double bottom at 1972. That was the beginning. That was January 19th, and again February 1st. Now, from there, we have our 90-day top at 2644. All right. Now, the last 30 days. 30 days ago. All right. We opened up at 2329. A day later, okay, on the 15th of March, we have our 30-day bottom. Now, that was 2267. From there, she jumps on up to 2590. Do you have a license to invest other people's money? I don't need a license to invest other people's money. I need a handshake and an agreement. Okay? And it's a personal relationship. It's not a business relationship. Okay, Chief. I use NHI, SPG, and O as my dividends. I have $365,000, and I receive about $3,000 a quarter. Well, if it works for you, awesome. Okay, if it works for you, awesome. Okay, that's what I say. 375 comes to around $3,000 a week. You're getting $3,000 a quarter. That's 13 weeks. You're missing out on a big fat chunk of change. My humble opinion. James uses an easy strategy, people. If you want to join the group, yep, go ahead. Yep. Thanks, LA. All right, so anyway, 30 days ago, we're at the 30-day bottom at 2267. You mean you don't need a license to trade for it? Wait, that's not what I said. Do not misconstrue what I said. I only invest for friends and family. That means you and I, if I was going to invest for you, you'd actually have to actually have plenty of conversations here. Plenty. And we have to have a good personal relationship. And then I have to like you before I do it. There's a lot more to it than that. So when I say I invest for other people, it's friends and family. Okay? What do you recommend? I don't recommend anything. I recommend you do your own research. Okay, what I say, I read the numbers. You take a look at the numbers. You make your own decision. You are responsible for what you do. Okay? I see you on every day. Why? Being a millionaire, why spend your time posting? Interesting question. Why do you recommend I invest in Bill Howing? Who the hell is Bill? And why would I suggest that? Okay, so let's go back for a second. Hold on. PGA Hork. Interesting name. Okay. Now, I'm assuming you're not at that point in your life that I'm at. Okay, because you go through different let's call it stations, different stations in life. Okay, when you're a child, you're a child. You're enjoying your childhood. When you're an adolescent, you're an adolescent. You're enjoying your adolescence. When you're a teenager, you're a teenager. Okay, when you're in 20s, you're in your 20s. When you're in your 30s, you have a different look towards everything, every decade, every stage of life. Ooh, the stage is better. Every stage of life. I'm at the stage of life now where I'm retired. Everything I have up here, I'm trying to pass it along to my children. I am creating what you call a digital diary for my grandchildren, because I'm setting up a corporation for my grandchildren to inherit. Now, I went from dirt poor nothing, okay? My mother was a single mother with 5 kids, all under the age of 5 in the 60s. My father left, never paid child support. So my mother had to deal with us with, what do you call it, welfare back in the 60s and 70s. Okay, none of us kids are on welfare now. We're all self-sustaining adults. We take care of our own shit. We do. I had hand-me-downs upon hand-me-downs upon hand-me-downs. I didn't know I was poor until it was pointed out when I was in school. When you're so poor, you can't do whatever. I was dirt-ass poor. Really was. All right? So, you get to a certain point in your life where you get to where you are. Now, I help my children all buy their own houses. Now, my daughter, I haven't helped her buy a house yet because for her, it's going to be wedding or a house. I know she's going to go for the house because she's not big on wasting money. She's the original 10-minute trader. Anyway, that being said, I'm at that point in my life now where I am a grandfather, which who the hell would make me a grandfather? How irresponsible. But anyway, I love my grandson. He's cool as shit. I'm building a company for my grandson to inherit because my children have no interest in money whatsoever. One son's a bartender, one son's a cook. My daughter is a dog washer. Go figure. Anyway, that being said, I'm creating a documentary for my grandson when he gets old enough. So he can say, and he can look back and say, oh, this is what Grandpa did to get to where we are today. As the saying is, if you do not come from a rich family has to come from you. So I have to create an entity, what do you call it, a dynasty, whatever you want to call it, for my grandchildren to inherit. Hopefully he will. So I'm at that point in my life where I want to share what I know, document it, and have people follow, and have, what do you call it, testimonies of what I've done. So people can see what I've done and how I helped, and my grandson's going to have to live up to that. Okay, that's what I'm doing here. This is all self-serving, okay? I am sharing what I know because I feel compelled that the little guy, which I was the littlest part. You want to talk about, what do you call it, white privilege? It ain't here, okay? You go anywhere in the world, okay? Single white male, we get the bottom of the list, okay? Any ethnic group is considered, you go to the government, you ask for anything as a white male, you get nothing. You get immigrants get more than I do. Blacks, Hispanics, Chinese, everyone gets more than what I get. Why? Because I'm a white male in the United States. I'm supposed to get everything handed to me. Bullshit! I get nothing. I go to the bank, I don't qualify because I'm a white male. I should have everything handed to me. It doesn't fucking work that way. I am here because I feel compelled to share what I know. Does what I say make sense? Is safe, secure, predictable, consistent 1% make sense to you? Are the companies I'm talking about companies you've heard of? Have you heard of General Motors, Ford, Procter & Gamble, Colgate-Palmolive, Clorox, Bank of America? And if you do it properly, is each one of those companies, if followed properly, make you 1% a week, And that comes to over 50% a year. Is anybody else sharing that kind of information? No, I'm sharing it the kindness of my heart. I'm building an empire for my grandson to take over. And you just so happen to be the lucky ones that get to be here to participate. If you want to participate, fine, go ahead. If you don't have to. Okay? I'm just being a nice guy. But I'm really not that nice. Because there's certain stuff that I know. This here strategy gets you 50% per year. I have other strategies that get 100, 200, 300% per year. But I don't share that for free. I only share that with the people who actually feel that my information has value to it and are willing to pay for it. That's the empire that I am starting for my grandson. He's 4, so I get what? 14 years before he takes over? I'm only 60. I'll be 74 when he's 18. Maybe he'll take it over. Maybe he won't. If he doesn't, then maybe my granddaughter, which she's not here yet. Okay, I only have one grandchild. I got 3 kids, so I'm kind of hoping I get more grandchildren. I got 1, okay, but I'm in no great hurry. Let them take their time. That's why I'm here. And being a millionaire, you spend your time posting. Why not? Why not? And who are you to say what I should and shouldn't do with my time? Really, if I feel compelled that some people out here do not have access to this kind of information that can be life-changing to some people. Because you got some people out there kicking and scratching, trying to make ends meet. And you see an opportunity to double your money every 16 months. Okay, you do it the old-fashioned way. Get 1.2% in the bank account. How freaking long is it going to take you to double your money? This is what the people behind the curtain are doing. They're finding ways. No one can tell you how to spend your time. Thank you, Cheryl. Thank you very much for that. But yeah, I feel compelled, a calling within me, that I should share what I know. Okay, I'm sharing what I know. You want to listen? Fine. Great. Come along for the ride. I welcome anyone who wants to learn. Okay, you don't want to learn? You don't have to be here. It's a Sunday night. It is 11:30 at night. Why are you here in the first place if you don't want to be here? Okay? So, sorry to go off on a tangent, but I don't need anyone to tell me how to spend my time. Really don't. And if you don't like it, you don't have to be here. That's it. Either the information value and you appreciate it, or it's not valuable and you're wasting your time. It's your time. You can do whatever you want. But don't tell me how to spend my time. Okay. Drafts. Thoughts on Dogecoin. Now, come on, Draft. You know I don't do that. Just asking. Love it. Show up every day. Yeah, I do. All right, you, Shane. James, there are so much scammers out there. People always think that everyone's out to get them. You know, I appreciate you saying that. And yeah, it's true. Okay? Now, there are 22 people pretending to be me. I have no qualms whatsoever calling anyone. You leave a number in my personal email, whatever, I will call you. Okay? We'll have a conversation. If you feel I can help you, fine, you can join. If you don't feel I can help you, hey, what are you wasting? 5-10 minutes to have a conversation? Asking a little bit. All right. You do you, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks. It's option trading or futures. It's option trading. Okay, Cascade 55, 24% yield. Great. If it works for you, not a problem. Okay, I average over 50% per year. I prefer my 50% per year because how do I join and have a chat with you? All right, Cheryl, just send me a number. I will give you a call. We'll have a chat. And if you really want to join, you go to the 10-minute trader and right there where it says live trading. Okay, you can even go to 10-minute trader and send me an email, I think. I don't know. I'm not very good with technology. You know, I know how to trade. I do. What is the foundation of your method to get 1% per week? Covered calls, different. Dan, yeah, the foundation is basically covered calls, but with a twist. Okay, they have to have 20 years or more of increased dividends, because absolute worst case scenario, if the stock goes down, at least I'm getting higher and higher dividends every year. Okay, so there's a reason why I do only pre-qualified dividend stocks. There's 150 of them. There's 9,500 different stocks that you can pick from in the stock market. Why am I only looking at 150? 9,500. We looked this afternoon. It was 9,498. Still, 9,500. But only 150 meet my criteria. 20 years of increased dividends, weekly options. It's really that simple. Okay, then I take a look at the chart. I see, where is it going? Okay, you can get a third grade to say, oh, that's the high. Oh, that's the low. Come on, third grade, I can figure that out. Oh, that's going up. Oh, that's going down. Come on, third grader can figure that out. The numbers are simple. What am I buying it for? $23.35. What is the closest strike price? $23.50. I don't even have to look. $23.50 is the closest. $23.50 is going for 33 cents. 33 cents is more than 1% of the purchase price. There you go, right there. AEO, American Eagle Outfitters. You have to ask yourself the question, do I like them? Rule number one, never buy anything unless you're prepared to hold it for the long term. Number two, never sell at a loss. Number three, make sure it has 20 years or more of increased dividend payments. Worst case scenario, you're getting higher and higher dividends every year. Number four, weekly options. Why? I want weekly cash flow. Dividends are nice. Higher dividends are nice. Great. That's a consolation prize for me. I want 1% per week. Safe, secure, predictable, consistent 1%. That's what it is. If you call, make sure you say LA way. All right, LA. Sure, LA sent you. All right. Vacation life. Have we talked about ExxonMobil tonight? Not tonight, but we'll write that down for tomorrow. Do you follow Pelosi's trade? No, I can't stand that woman. She makes my flesh crawl. And anybody that cheats like this, I do not condone them, and I do not support them, and I want nothing to do with that woman. Okay, she can stand there and lie to the general public, steal from us, and then tell us that laws don't apply to her and her buddies. And yeah, no, I want nothing to do with that woman. ExxonMobil, we'll take a look at that, but we probably won't look at that until tomorrow. All right, so that was AEO. Now, I do have AEO. Now, like I said, I got it at $25.97. So the 26s basically worthless. So I'm going to wait until tomorrow to see what the market maker opens up at. Okay, I can't think of any politician that I would trust. If you're making $270,000 a year and you pay $3 million in cash for a beach house, the math don't add up. Okay? Do you like DJT? We talking about the stock, or we talking about the person? Okay, Zamichael, we talking about the stock, or we talking about the person? Now, the stock, DJT, that has to do with his Truth Social. I like the idea of Truth Social. Yeah, because freedom of speech. You can say almost anything you want. But I don't think you're allowed to do hate speech, which I don't do hate speech. Okay? I don't condone that kind of stuff. Now, when I call someone an idiot because they're being an idiot, I don't want to be flagged. Okay, now TikTok is a little fickle because I was talking about my buddy Matthew the other day. Now Matthew came to my house when he was a little boy. Okay, he was my son's best friend in 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade. My son was born on the 4th of July. Now I said, hey, look at this. Matthew's here. Matthew is an asshole because Matthew, when my son was little, said that my son was convinced that everyone was celebrating his birthday. His birthday was July 4th. So everyone was celebrating your birthday. Yay, it's your birthday. Everyone's celebrating. He's the one who said, no, they're not. It's a national holiday. And he burst my son's little bubble. That's like, you got to tell your child at some point in time there's no such thing as Santa Claus or the Easter Bunny. But do you really want to be that person? I don't. Anyway, I thought it was cool the way my son thought everyone celebrated his birthday. Until Matthew, they're still good friends, but they were inseparable when they were younger. That's how it goes. And then Matthew went to Georgia and my son's still in Florida. Anyway, Bitto. I don't know if I should be looking at this one. Oh, freaking nice. I like that one. I'm not going to get into that one. PFE has a solid, okay. Any chances for DJT to not go bankrupt if it's propped up by foreign investors? Okay, Al, I really don't get into that part because DJT's got, 20 years to go before it makes it on my list. Okay, now, I don't want to be one of those people that say, this is what you do and then me do something different. Okay, I don't want to be that person. Okay, I want to do dividend stocks that have 20 years of increased dividends. I want to basically walk the walk, talk the talk. Okay, so I don't want to look at anything that's not fit the parameters. on this account. Okay, this account, this channel, I want to stick to the rules, because if I deviate from the rules, then people following may not understand. They may not think I'm being congruent, if that makes sense. So yeah, I will look at DJT in a different account, in a different trading strategy. But for this channel, for this trading strategy, I don't. Okay. PFE has been solid dividends for years. That's why it's on my list. 10% of my portfolio is in BTOTO. Alrighty then. Can't help you out with that one, Dallas. But if I always say, if it works for you and you're happy with it, fine, leave it there. Okay. We're past 11:30. I just strongly encourage anyone interested in DJT to look at the fundamentals. That's a great plan. I suggest nobody listen to me at all. I suggest you all hear what I say, rattle it through your own head. Does it make sense? Do your own research and make up your own minds. What the hell do I know? I don't know anything. The great philosopher, who was it? Was it Socrates or was it Aristotle that said, or was it Pluto? All I know is that I know nothing. Yes, I like Pfizer. Pfizer is on the list. Lowe's. Let's take a quick look at Lowe's. Ooh. You like that one? That was Socrates? Thanks, Joey. 232. 232. Ooh, nice. Okay, so I always buy Lowe's. Lowe's, I always buy the second or third week of the quarter. Always. Why? Because the numbers always work. All right? Now, I could buy it tomorrow morning, 232, but I already own it at 238. But I'm just giving you the numbers in case you like, do your own research. At this moment in time, it's at 232. Tomorrow's Monday. I could sell the 232.50s and collect $3 a share. That's over 1%. What is that exactly? Well, let's figure it out. Okay, I can collect $3, and the purchase price is 232 divided by 232, grand total of 1.3%. I hope for 22 Pfizer. Well, alrighty then. All right, so that was Lowe's. Now, I like Lowe's. I actually own some of Lowe's, but I own Lowe's at 238. Now, for those of you who want to know what do you do with a stock when it goes down? Well, here you go. Let's look at Lowe's. A year ago, we were at 202. Our bottom of the year was end of October. That was 182.02. Okay. The last 30 days. Last 30 days, we opened up at 246.66. Okay. The high of the 30-day period was 262. Is your personal trading strategy or borrowed it? Actually, I created this trading strategy for my 9-year-old daughter back in 2008. So yeah, I actually created this for a 9-year-old. Now, here's the thing. It had to be simple because she was only 9. It had to be safe or she would cry. It had to be predictable, consistent, and there was no way she could lose. That's the 5 criteria that I had to meet for my 9-year-old. Should I sell my Enron? No, I think you should hold on to it. Okay, 5 rules. Rule number 1, never buy something you do not want to hold long term. I got no problem whatsoever buying Lowe's and holding on to Lowe's. Rule number 2, never sell at a loss. Why would I sell at a loss if it's something I want to hold on to? Rule number 3, make sure it has 20 years or more of increased dividends. Lowe's has 50 years of increased dividends. Rule number 4, weekly options available. Lowe's has weekly options. Rule number 5, make sure the numbers work. If I buy it tomorrow at 232, I can sell the 232s, make $3 a share. Now, $3 a share is 1.3% for the week for Dividend King. They're over 100 years old. I started using it. It works. Okay, there you go. Meerkat, let me know where and when you find a buyer. Okay. How many shares did you have on 3M earlier? All right, Chris, it's 11:30. It's time for me to quit for the night. I don't know. 3M. Hold on. When did I get 3M? $1,200 shares. Okay, so 1,200 shares of 3M. Alrighty, so that's going to be it for the night. All right, guys, it's 11:40, way past my 3 hours. So you guys all have a great night. I will talk to you again tomorrow. Now, for those of you joining me tomorrow morning, I'll see you tomorrow morning. Okay, now, all that being said, have a lovely evening. That's ending. Bye over here on Instagram. We got new visitors over here on Instagram. And over here on YouTube. You guys have new on YouTube. You guys have a great night. All right, come on. And now, here we go. Thanks, Dave. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you. Guys, see you tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Same thing. Getting kind of boring. Don't you guys get bored of seeing the same thing over and over and over again? Come on. Oh.